What up? What up? This is Easy's Corner with your host, Epic Dylan. Just kidding. I think Easy will be here with us in just a sec. Give me back my show, Wayne Brady. Hey, Easy. I guess maybe I should invite you to speak.
Geez, I had not paid attention to the chat, so I was talking about all sorts of stuff until I realized that like nobody was hearing me. So I gave a bunch of intros and little updates while I was. I'd asked you, how you're settling in because I knew you were on the road and getting to some Wi-Fi and stuff. I've been having just my computer froze up and stuff, but it's finally gonna let me restart.
Nice. Well,
We
we're
should be
glad to
good.
have you with us, buddy. We can hear
Oh
you
yeah.
now.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that's hilarious that I went like 5 minutes just rambling and rambling and then was like, oh, because we use the live chat here, and I'm so getting used to more people using the stage chat from some other shows I host. So I'd like, jumped on stage, shouted out a few of the early people, and then was like had the stage chat open for some reason and wasn't even really paying attention to that. So glad to be here. Glad you can all hear me. What was I giving updates on? I was shouting out the amazing Epic Dylan. I was shouting out the people in the audience. I was just the last thing I was talking about was that link that is in the chat there for the Third Planet Studio Super Fest at Racket and NYC. So if you're going to be in the area, you definitely don't want to miss that. And I think now that I'm connected and you're connected, we can probably start kicking things off.
Well, that sounds about right to me.
Nice. Well, happy Monday, y'all. Nice to see everybody. Trizla, Dragonite, Gareth, Riona, great to have you here. Planet Binks, Elbow Felons, and our faithful bot.
Is that IG88 that's the bot?
Oh, yeah.
All right. What does it do? Recording and stuff?
I thought it was just a person named TS Bot that came to every single show, but I guess it's doing something in the background. Yeah, probably recording, making sure people don't use too foul of language or super sexy memes or something. I don't know. Don't get in trouble with the bot. That's all I gotta say. Definitely
All
want to
right.
keep our bots in the positive, on the good list there, as they are going to be all powerful.
Our new AI overlord, IG88, casually surveilling us. All right. Well, yeah, very cool, man.
Yeah, my computer finally just started up, so it like auto switched my pods, but it's not. Oh yeah, finally it's going to be ready. Okay, I'm about to switch over, and then I'll throw on a camera and stuff too. I'm just letting it run through its like bringing up little pop-ups for different things and closing them down. I'm not signing into every freaking wallet on here and all that. Okay, looks like. Oh man, did it not? I lost my last Chrome session. That sucks. I'm gonna have to go through and do a bunch of history restores because I had some stuff open that I'm. There's a one last thing before we get into stuff. There's a ordinal mint that is looking really cool. I'm gonna have to open up. Okay, there it comes. I think I'm recovering everything I had open. It is through Sovereign art, and I will get to that window in a second to share with y'all. Like I said, my computer had a major freak out, and so I'm just trying to kind of catch up. Oh, I found it. Okay, so this is. I'll share the like Sovereign Art website, and then it has a link to the actual ordinal mint. And I'm trying to remember like the artist. I'm trying to remember who started Sovereign Art. It was like a big OG artist, and it's these pennies, and basically it's I don't know, just from what I've heard and where I heard about it, it might be worth. I think they're like $100 or something, which is pretty cheap for like an ordinal to get in on. My secondary is already probably like 5x from that or something for the people on the pre-sale list. I wasn't necessarily on the list. But all right, so I should in any second be able to actually switch over the computer like I wanted to. I'm just, man, computer some days. Okay, let's see if my Discord is working here. Yes, it looks like it. I'm going to swap devices, and that way we can kind of start clean. Okay, swapping out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
And here it goes.
Okay, I do believe. Let me check the pods. I do believe they're connected. You guys have my audio still?
Yeah, you're back.
I'm
Woo!
back. Nice. Woohoo! And look at this. I'm about to turn on the camera. What's up, friends?
Easy.
Nice to see y'all. Oh, and I think we're probably live on like X and Unlonely and stuff. Usually I'll have much more devices. I gotta set up my screens. I'll get my iPad rolling with like X or something, and then like my. Oh yeah, I remember I had been doing the Unlonely on my phone for a long time. So instead, I'm gonna do X on the old Telepony, and then I will do Unlonely just in a tab here or something because it's much better if anybody's interested in the Unlonely platform. It definitely seems just nicer to use on desktop in a browser in a tab. So just a little advice from me if you're using that. Okay, I'm getting signed in over there. Cool, cool, cool. We got peeps everywhere. Over on. Oh, you got to get on base to log in over there. That's cool. I'm down. Yeah, yeah. We've been streaming over there for a while. Probably, small crowd, but we've got like in for long enough to where they give you a token and stuff too, which is kind of cool. So I just got to sign in over there, and then I can say hi to the people on all the platforms that are watching us. If you are watching us from Twitter or X Spaces or Unlonely, appreciate you. Thank you, and also feel free to jump into like all the action where we're dropping crazy gifs and memes and tips and stuff like that over in the Token Smart Discord. So that would be tokens. What is it? Discord slash NFT.gg. What is it? Discord.gg slash NFT. One of those things. Okay, I heard you for a sec, and then I kind of lost you, but okay. We're good to go. This was a long kind of pre-run today. Ready to jump into some of the meat and potatoes. Let's for as this is recorded for posterity, and most of the people probably know you, but we might have a couple people in here that aren't totally familiar with your epicness and what you do. So if you want to give a short kind of introduction, what I do with guests, and sometimes I forget with like my good homies because I know their history and stuff, but it's so great to just give a little bit of that, throw it way back to like, where did you find your love of in your case, literature, philosophy, and then technology? I might ask a musician where you found your love for music, or a visual artist where you found your love for painting or sculpting or whatever. But with you having the depths of philosophy and literature, and also technology, now you've really dove in over the last few years on that end too. So I'd love to get just a little background, a little history of the Epic Dylan.
Well, thank you, Easy. I'll try my best, man. It's not an easy story to tell quickly, but yeah.
We're
So
not in a rush, so
yeah, we got plenty of time, don't we? All right. Well, yeah, I met you on Sin, but before that, I did a bunch of things. I was an academic decathlon, and I played chess in high school, and those things kind of taught me to be extra nerdy. Just to go for it, like really study things and get involved. And so those created habits that I had and friendships that I had, like moving forward. And then I got to university and kind of discovered philosophy and decided I really liked that. And during that time, I was also racing cars and selling nitrous oxide kits to street racers, and doing all kinds of fun stuff on that side. And so I like to think that I bring the fun, type of thing, but also like quite a bit of the academic rigor to the things that I build, and the things that I put my time into. And over the years, I've earned a master's degree in applied philosophy and ethics. I would say my next probably proudest achievement was writing Formal Dialectics, which is a peer-reviewed philosophy book. I believe I've written 5 other books that have been published, and maybe 2 that haven't. And then basically, I guess on top of that, I also was director of R&D at a biotech startup that, ended up fizzling out, but raised a significant chunk of cash, and experimented quite a bit in the lab before it did. And then finally, I came to Web3, and I met you. And, as they say, the rest is history. And in 2021, I minted the first book to the Ethereum blockchain using the Cargo platform. And I sold that to Cameron Hijazi for $125 of ETH, which was like, I don't know. I don't know if it was 0.1 or if it was like half or what, but it was
probably like
significantly
half
less
back
than it is
then.
today. Yeah. So that was fun. But Cargo went down, and so I said, you know what, like that was centralized. That's the problem. Why are we building centralized books on a decentralized network? And so pretty much that was what led us towards the page now. I had the great fortune to meet lots of wonderful people along the way. My kind of shining star is Indefatigable. He just thinks the best thoughts about technology, and he's the best that I've found in terms of, you can take an idea to him, and like you can watch the wheels inside his head turn, man. Like he figures out what you're talking about, and then he figures out how to put that into a useful form that lots of people can engage with. Starting at the end of 2021, we created the README Books NFT book minter. We've had over an ETH of volume. We've had hundreds of different people come and collect. We've had airdrops with 7,000 plus people who participated. I think maybe we got botted there, but maybe not. Um, and so it's kind of Web3 early days type stuff. Bear market was tough on us, but now here we are. It's 2024. We're live on Osmosis. We've got governance that happens on chain, and we're getting ready to launch a product that I really deeply, like, truly believe is just going to change the world easy.
Hyped. Love to have that little backstory thrown in. Yeah, some pretty awesome accomplishments, both on like the lit and philosophy side, and now ready to like you said, change the world with the stuff that PageDAO and all the incredible talented people in PageDAO and in the kind of brother and sister DAOs and communities too are pulling together and working on. So yeah, super exciting times, and to see Page Token getting some shine these days sure is nice. In fact, I wonder if I can do a little. I bet I got some in my Tipsy tip. Let's see. I think it's stage. See if we got I gotta have a couple hundred page in there, something. See if that works. Oh yeah. Oh, I've got 3.32 left. Oh no, I've got 3.32 in. Sorry guys, I thought I still had a little bit of page bags in my tipper there. Maybe next time. We'll get there. Yeah, but and probably everybody here holds Page. Do you want to give a short kind of overview on Page Token and kind of some of the use cases it has? I mean, it's it's kind of your ticket into the DAO holding some Page, but it'd be good to just hit that for a sec.
I got you easy.
Nice. I'm just gonna tip it right back out to everybody.
Yeah, let it rip, sir.
Nice. Yeah, give us a little bit of the 10K overview on Page Token.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is a token that got its start back in 2021. It was initially designed to be like sort of a marketplace currency, like Rari. We were really looking at that as like kind of an ERC20 sort of inspiration. But we were also looking at Osmosis, and we were looking at Osmo, and we were looking at these different Cosmos tokens that were showing up. And, really during this time, I was making my living by trading the market on Osmosis. And I wanted more than anything to bring Page there and expose that to that community. Because I felt like it was a decentralized network of people that made decisions about technology, and could, do anything, really, back projects, fund them, bring them in, boost them, and so this was a community that I was part of, more or less as like an investor, except instead of investing in securities, I was investing in cryptocurrencies. And most of these were cryptocurrencies of the sort that we refer to as coins, right? So these are coins that have their own blockchains and do their own things. And for a long time, what we wanted to do with PageDAO was actually take the Page token and build an application-specific blockchain around it. And so that idea has changed over time. And there's a new talking point that I kind of have. I guess it's my only one. And the idea is an app coin, and so maybe one thing we could talk about at some point later on down the line here on the show is just, what an app coin is, and whether we think that app coins are going to be a thing or not, like in the broader meta. But I think one possibility for Page is that it could become an application specific coin. But it would be a token on any blockchain it was on, because the only thing it would run would be the application that was storing data to like these various different blockchains, and allowing users to trade assets on these different markets. And so really what's happening to Page is that we started with this idea that we wanted it to be tied to a marketplace, we wanted it to be tied to a blockchain. and the intention was that we were going to create the network, and the network was going to be the thing that the Page token was for. But what happened over the course of 2021, like sort of the tail end, was that we had an opportunity to basically share the token with our community, and we did that, and we tried to bootstrap liquidity, but the concept was still a little bit orthogonal because it was structured in the manner of like the Osmosis blockchain. And I think some of the logic there is designed around there being low fees to claim things like liquidity mining incentives out of the pool. And so we ran into just issue after issue with it. And more or less, the Page token had gone to zero last year, last summer when I suffered the worst computer attack I've had. And somebody was able to actually obtain access to my old wallets and get a hold of my Page tokens and sell them into the LP. So that was sad. And that was, to me, like kind of the bottom signal. But really, what happened in terms of the Page token is that a new community was able to come and become engaged with it after we got to Osmosis. And like, I mean, we haven't even put the product out yet. We haven't done anything. We just created the liquidity mining incentive. And then we put governance up. And it's like, what our struggle is right now is to build these functionalities and get them working on top of the Page token, such that they actually manage the DAO. And this is not necessarily the easiest thing to pull off in terms of tricks here, but we're doing well. Really, I'm super, super proud of the Page DAO. We've got major growth in terms of the team size over there. It seems like people are just really coming out of the woodwork to get involved and just kind of start helping out. And really, they say bear markets are for building, but I think that what I'm seeing here at the beginning of the bull market is that actually having some of this appreciation across the assets, just across the board in the market, is freeing up the builders to come and put more time into their communities. And so This is just an absolutely wonderful development from my standpoint here.
Yeah. I mean, it is like bear markets are kind of for that head down building. But if you have some support during a bear, man, you can get more done at a faster pace with more resources. So it's the timing's great. And yeah, I mean, the amount of like products that are associated, tied in with Page and Page DAO across publishing now, from Vagabond magazine to like Riona's like publishing house. All this growth is starting to both pull in people from kind of the outskirts because there's more visibility, more people are hearing about it because there's kind of more vectors to find it. So yeah, I think we're up for an incredible year with growth. I mean, and one thing that popped into my mind, and I took a little note of it, was when you said AppCoin and start talking about that, I started thinking like Farcast or Warpcast. They're giving so much utility to, like, I don't know what to call it, if they're like built-in dApps or like just connected to other platforms. The way you can kind of just like mint through on multiple chains, maybe through Zora or on Base, and these different things right through the frames, which seems like a big kind of jump in tech to be able to be on like a social platform, and be able to mint right in there. The degen tips, or the warps and things like that. It seems like a token coin app that was integrated with their tech could be super successful. I mean, it's still really small, but there's so much enthusiasm over there from the builders. What's your thoughts on that? And maybe you can tell me a little more about if that would be if that would kind of function in some of the lines you were thinking.
Oh, absolutely. I think we have a role for Warpcast to play in basically all of them. In fact, one of our core team members is making it more or less his like prime directive right now to go, and he has built a collection called the Gutencast of NFTs, and I believe there are A16Z team members that are collectors here. Like you get access to this private chat, and just some of the names in this thing. It's kind of like, wow, like wait a second, like here you are hanging out with the Page now. Like, all right, like like this is some of the progress that I've been wanting to see all these years. In some ways, not that I'm
Yeah.
necessarily just on the hook for like getting in bed with, VCs off the bat or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to, kind of have. Well, so one of the first things that happened for me was I was listening to Bankless, and I heard about Farcaster and I heard about Warpcast, and I made an effort to go make friends with the founder Dan Romero, and it was reasonably successful, and I was one of the first I think 1,000 people that were on the app.
Damn.
And
Nice,
and so I
dude.
haven't been as involved as I wanted to, like, since, of course, but it's been a blast, and it's just been a lot of fun to get a hold of, so sort of this new technology and kind of like watch it begin to unfold, as it were.
Totally, totally. I mean, similarly, I got over there. I'm gonna open mine up and see because I know, like, I got over there pretty early. Oh shit, Rizzle posted some avocado stuff over there just now.
Hell
But
yeah.
I wanted to look like that's what we're doing on Warpcast. Rizzle just posted a dope avocado pointing to the sky saying we're going up. I wanted to look and see because I saw that I got some warps, and I guess that was for being there early. Let's see, where do I find my like profile? There we go. Yeah, so I guess it was like 5 or 6 months ago, I think I joined. And they like tipped me some warps, and it was just like a little message. I just saw this the other day for the first time. I was like, "Oh, a small thank you for joining Warpcast early." And then like even just like I must have minted the Warpcast on base, and this, another little message and a tip of warps there. I only have like a couple hundred warps, but those came from like just getting on early and saying hi or something. So it's still early over there as far as like the user base. If you get over and you jump in channels and you're following your friends and stuff, you're gonna, I think, have a fairly successful ride up. It'll take a little while, and I'm just starting to kind of find my peeps over there. And also there's a lot of technology built in, so then there's like some tokens that are involved, and so you kind of got to like carefully wade through it and figure it out, and then you slowly start like maybe earning degen by posting certain things, and then you get enough of that and you get a tipping allowance, so now I can tip out some degen to post and stuff. I think I would love to see PageDAO over there, and I know I hit you up this morning. I was like, we need PageDAO account on Warpcast, because I keep running into people that are writers, and so I hit jump in there and I'm like, hey, have you heard of PageDAO? It's Web3 literature, da 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 da. We can do this and that. And so far, like, I've gotten a few replies like, oh, I've never heard of that. Cool. But it would be great to point them to be able to just tag PageDAO, point them right there, and then they have all the info and stuff and links in one spot. And there's a couple literature channels. I think I'm in books, and maybe I joined a couple others, but they were kind of dead. So I think I'm just in books for now.
Have
As
you
far
seen
as
the
like
Page channel? We
oh
have a
shit,
channel. We
no.
don't have an official account. I would
Well,
like to
then I can
create the
point
official
people
account.
there.
But
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm still totally like finding even my own friend, like my own freaking like projects and shit are like, still trying to find all the peeps that both like work with and just hang with. So yeah, I'm typing in the PageDAO, I'm hitting channels, boom, PageDAO community. So yeah, that's awesome. Now I can hit people to the PageDAO chat, or a community or channel or whatever they're calling it, when I run across somebody over there that's a poet or a writer or just a literary lover, or anything like that. So excellent. We're making progress right here live on the show, peeps. You hear it first.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You saw it live on
Nice.
the air.
So yeah, so we've gotten people a little bit of info about yourself, a little bit of info about Page. Let's jump in a little to the mission of PageDAO, and then in a little while we can get towards some of the new stuff coming out and the big events and whatnot. But I'd love to just, again, for anybody that isn't, and probably most of the people here in our audience right now, shout out Riona who's back. We'll know, but again, we're on multiple platforms and this recorded and stuff. So I'd love to just get again the like kind of big overview of kind of the PageDAO mission. So feel free to preach.
Well, I won't preach too long, but I will say that PageDAO is an organization which has been founded by writers. And basically, the idea is that we're a community of people first and foremost. You know, that whole bit about how Page was started as a social token, and we had this idea to build it into like these various different applications, and now it looks like we're going to be able to do that on sort of an interchain basis. And yes, like go to Farcaster, go to Base. How do we do that? We send the Page token there, right? And so very much what's happening is that a group of writers has stumbled into the Web3 blockchain ecosystem, and more or less is now attempting to create the technology that it needs to distribute its literature. And so that's the way I'm looking at this, and that's the way I'm thinking about it. We're not necessarily like a corporation. We're not necessarily like a business. It's very much more like a WC3 type of group, except that there's cryptocurrency involved, which means that we can coordinate to build open source technology together in an environment where things like funding are possible for us. And so, really what this is kind of a sea change in publishing. And this is the nod that Greg is making towards publishing history by naming his NFT project the Gutencast, right? Because he's combining Farcaster slash Warpcast and Johannes Gutenberg, the founder of the printing press or the inventor of the modern printing press, to kind of derive these images of history that are in a context that's brand new and really, in some sense, I want to say that he's just nailed it to like the extent that like this is what PageDAO is for. This is what we're doing. This is what we're enabling. And also, I mean, this is just I don't know. I mean, it's an expanding universe, an expanding space in terms of what's possible. And the goal of PageDAO, I would say, is to make sure that open source publishing technology ends up being available to everyone at the end of the day, because that's the whole point of Web3, right? Like we want to expand on the original vision of the internet. We want things to be open. We want user access to be the thing that drives the development of technology, and we want to do this in an open source environment. And now, because of cryptocurrencies, this is actually a possible thing, whereas before it wouldn't have necessarily have been.
Totally. Yeah, I remember in our podcast way back, mid 2019 or something, which ran a good couple hours, the Old Scent podcast, where some of these ideas were born from. I was pretty shocked because I've been, a reader, a lover of literature all my life. I never knew anything really about like the publishing side of things. So when you kind of, we went over some of the things that you had published, and then like got into some of the issues with publishing, the old paradigm of publishing, and I was just like, damn, oh, that's harsh. That sucks. Like, geez, what a rough road that writers have to hoe. It's similar with artists. It's like you don't get any credit till you're dead. And even if if you can get anybody to read your book while you're freaking alive. So it was kind of an eye opener to me, and really kind of, built a little fire inside of me, just even at that time being, very fledgling, having, maybe written a little bit of content on, Scent and a few little short stories, maybe, really got me more interested in diving into literature, the whole kind of sphere. And it's been so educational and so awesome. And I've just met so many amazing people because there's so much talent and creativity there. So, like, being able to give people kind of the keys to unleash that creativity without being boxed in through, like, oh, your publisher says you can't write like this because it's not going to be popular enough and sell, or, whatever that is, Amazon taking whatever 50% of what you would make or something. So it was really mind blowing for me to be like, oh, like web 3 crypto decentralization could do huge things for writers and publishing, and here we're seeing that, from back then, and that little realization. Now I've seen so much benefit and positivity coming out of what PageDAO, what Robbie builds, and the people that Riona brings in, and all the crazy tech that you're putting together, and just kind of linking everything together so that it can happen. I mean, I think in that podcast, we may have even come up with, like, when we were talking, it was like, oh, and we were like, oh, um the Library of Alexandria on the blockchain, if we could make that so all the books were like safe and couldn't be burned. Of course, that will take like a decade and like massive funding to do, but we thought like, oh, maybe we could do that. And so it morphed into these different things, and it was like a year later, I think you called me and you're like, yo, we're doing the thing. And I was like, wait, what? And you're like, yeah, we're building the like publishing, the library and all that. And I was like, I'm in. And then the last like 3 years have just been pretty wild ride since. So yeah, it's just like there's so much to it. I just wanted to share a little bit of kind of that background too with people that might be listening for the first time. But yeah, anything you want to throw in there?
Well, I really like that story of the year later phone call. I think there was one that was maybe a little bit funnier that I'll throw out here. And back in 2021, one of the guys that we hired for Wit Publishing was James Reardon Waters, and he was this British philosopher who was just like, I don't know, it was weird. It was like he just needed a little bit too much validation from me, and I was just a little bit too critical of things to give it to him. So anyway, that's probably a little bit deep for the personal side of this, but James was a pretty good friend of mine for a while there. And he reflected on our show that we had at one point, and then was saying something like, I remember when Dylan decided to just go ahead and do PageDAO, and he was DMing me on Facebook Messenger, and he just was like, yeah, okay, fuck it, we're gonna do it. And I was
Nice.
like, wait a second, like that was like a moment that I definitely like feel like I had. Like,
Oh
I think that
man,
was like right before the cargo mint of Bring Back Satire in January 2021. That was like
nice.
the like working myself up to like do the thing that I wasn't sure if it was the right thing to do or if it was a good thing or whatever. We figured it out.
And
We
then
gave it a shot.
we've had some like really cool, I want to bring up just like something that came and went in PageDAO, that was the Misfortune Mondays, that Phil led, and the amazing tech that Robbie somehow threw together that then Rareable like killed or something. But we were literally like, this is the kind of ingenuity that comes out of PageDAO. Like we come up with a little show, Phil's idea of Misfortune Monday. So, you can share kind of like a bummer story or whatever, this happened and it was like funny and tragic or whatever. And then what Robbie somehow built a bot in the Discord that you could mint directly into Rarible. So first you would put like a little symbol and you would make a statement, and it was a misfortune statement. So I remember one of the favorites was, it was a misfortune cookie. It was a misfortune cookie. And one of the favorites was, you'll get explosive diarrhea. And then you basically like put that line, and then you'd pull up a random picture from like, I don't know, Imgur or something, and it would like put those together, and the people in the show were able to click emojis on their favorite ones, and if you got up to like 4 or 5 emojis, it would automatically go mint as an NFT on Rarible. And it was short-lived, but it was so cool. So like that's the kind of thing that PageDAO people come up with, just fun, awesome, crazy stuff.
No doubt. Well, I have another resurrection story for you, Easy, because we recently brought back our 6-word short story thread. I was
Awesome.
hanging out with my friend in Austin, like, and he's not somebody that's ever really been that affiliated with PageDAO, but he was curious enough to go check out the Discord and stuff. And he was like, "Well, wait a second, man. Like, I'm looking for one thing. It's been a year since I looked at this Discord, but tell me, where can I find the 6-word short story thread?" And I was like, "Oh, I think we just completely nixed it and just kind of got rid of it. And it was in the archive and everything, and it had been there for like 6 months." And I was like, "You know what? Like by popular demand, because I'm still an admin
Nice.
here, like I might as well just go ahead and like, whoop this back out." And so we came up with a theme for it for like, I don't know, however long until it gets old or whatever. And so right now, if you want to go write a 1920s gangster lingo themed 6-word short story in the page.discord, you can do that.
Sweet. Love
Yeah,
it.
we had another OG CD Vagabond who would come do prompts for us for a long time for those. And you know, maybe somebody's listening tonight, or maybe somebody will listen later who that, you know, kind of resonates with, and we'll get another prompt engineer volunteer for the 6-word short stories over at Page Now, you know. Also, Easy, you have
Totally.
a project called Pass the Pin, which we've been in various different, you know, kind of like ideation phases to try to bring back a few times. I mean, oh my goodness, it's like spring, you know, like we had like the long crypto winter, and now all the, you know, all the flowers are blooming again, and everybody's coming back, and it's just, you know, it's a wonderful
Indeed.
time. It really
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Man, so yeah, I mean that was a great one you brought up, the 6-word short stories. Like people might think like, oh, literature, like that's gonna be a big investment to go check out the page now. No, there's short little fun snippets you can jump into as well. So I think there's basically something for everyone, unless you're just like against words or stories or something. Um, but most people are down with the words and storytelling and jokes and having fun. So that's definitely part of it. Well, I just something was popped into my head from what you were talking about that now slipped back out. Oh yeah, Pass the Pen. Yeah, I'm super hyped to get Pass the Pen going. And there's even like a kind of a big possible Pass the Pen that has been in the kind of brainstorming stages for when the time is right for like at least a year. And so
Oh,
it's actually yeah, it's the Stella Bell Gigatura. So we've talked multiple times, over the last year or so about kind of bringing in Pass the Pen to do community creative lore for different parts of it. So I'm gonna actually hit her back up again and reconnect, and that's one that could be really cool if the time is right to launch with. And then we had done so many amazing ones with different communities. Basically, Pass the Pen is community creative writing. You might have a project where PFP project or something. They might have a little lore. They come over, we look at some assets, come up with an idea, and then it's just boom, tossed out, and everybody gets to throw in and add to the story. It's really fun getting to create the stuff, and then generally gets tossed to a smaller team to kind of refine and can be put out as an NFT book. So it's my favorite out is probably Ultra Pizza Smash or Die. What was it? Ultra Pizza
Thrash or Die.
Thrash or
Yeah,
Die.
that
Ultra
was
Pizza
my
Thrash or
favorite too.
Die.
Yeah,
Dude,
the
it was
Bit
so
Electro
good.
Labs, Eric Still collab. That was amazing.
Yeah,
I've never
incredible
had
stuff.
more fun on a creative project than I had on
Right?
that one.
Dude, such a blast. That one will always just go down as like something incredible that happened between all these different creatives. Yeah, just the melding
Shout out to
pot
Eric
of like,
Stowe, man. Like,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
100%.
Love to have Eric back in the mix too. Like, it's super exciting. Do you want to now jump into? I think we've gone down memory lane. We've reminisced. Do you want to jump into kind of some of the stuff that's happening now?
Oh, I would love to. Yeah, I mean, a
Sweet.
few things could make me happier.
Well, I know there's a couple things, and I don't know how public some of them are. So I'm going to let you start it off. I mean, obviously, everybody knows that, I got hacked big just like a week and a half ago. And we've been coming up with an idea for a concert that's going to be based around safety and security, getting the word out, sharing stories, but also just like an epic party with music and artists. I mean, the lineup's going to be ridiculous of both people sharing like art, stories, music, poetry, all that. But then also there's the grander vision of creating basically, a DAO that's going to help keep us safe, fund people that work in security and educational materials and stuff. But I want to throw it to you because you are the one that like just completely spearheaded this. I mean, I've been like in tears a few times just in calls and messaging from like the upwelling in my heart from what you've done and brought so many people together. So many great people have been so supportive. So I'll let you share some of what's going down.
Right on. Well, yeah, let's just keep this as high level as we can because there is a lot going down right now. Yeah, I mean, in fact,
Indeed.
like I think you could say like on some like super high level, like the page style is awakening. You know, it's been like it's been a long build up process and we've done a lot of really hard work and some of it we were just not compensated for enough at all, like during the bear market. And so there's like blood along with the sweat and tears that went into this thing. But there's this powerful integrated vision that some of these other visionaries from around the Web3 space that I've been able to work with on this uh, have been able to put together. And I think it's you know, the very, very simple task of being able to put an encrypted object into IPFS and set it up so that you have to own the NFT on the blockchain and sign a transaction or something showing that that has that relationship between that your private / public key pair and that object grant you the permission to view that content. And this is what I think of as a like capital H like hard problem in content management, right? Like this is a thing that I've more or less like to some extent been obsessed with since 2017 when I claimed the GitHub handle IPFS nut. And granted, I'm not a developer. I was a scrub rookie off the street. And I met like this really really smart guy who was just this crazy like developer, just major pedigree. Like I mean, he's been on the forefront of like every new technology since like the early 90s. And he just is like out there exploring this in like 2017, like long before it's actually cool, right? And he took me along with him on like this adventure, and so that was like how I got like acquainted with IPFS in the first place. And back then, his vision for what content needed to be, because there's all these things where like a girl will send like a nude to a dude, and then they break up, and what does he do? He publishes it online. It's just a total like not cool move. And like she should be able to revoke his access to that picture anytime she feels like it. Like this is like his basic data freedom. To be able to manage your content at this level. It's so like high level. This is the thing that I've been really kind of pushing on and like exploring and working on in the company of people who are far far stronger technologists than I'll ever be. For a long time now. And I'm happy to report what seems to be going on at PageDAO right now on the R&D side is that our development team is getting very, very, very close to delivering this like holy grail sort of thing. And the reason I call it a holy grail is not because everybody thinks it's sacred, not because everybody believes in it, not because of any of that stuff, but because it is the hub that we need to begin to connect all these other disparate parts that don't seem to be related to each other yet, that are going to come together quickly and help to scale this vision of the Library of Alexandria on the blockchain. Once the hub exists and is available and ready for the spokes to start getting connected. And I could go into detail about all these individual different spokes. We've got publishing platforms. We got projects, that are going to do, we got productivity tools. We got LLM platforms. We got record labels in the works that we're working with. We got the Pizza DAO that we're working with. We got DAO DAO that we're working with, and I mean, really, it's just like too many partners to name at this point. Like, and so as these technologies begin to become available, and as people start to be able to be, using them to put their work out into the world and to publish stuff and to collect fees and royalties, and be in charge of the financial side of being an artist or a writer for the first time. I really think what we're going to see is like at a high level is something like the Uber effect in the content industry. Like the current publishers, the current giants, Amazon, these are taxi companies. And what we're doing right now is we're building a crowd owned, publicly held Uber that's being designed by a bunch of really smart people because they just fucking have to. It's a bug. We think the world will be better 100% like after we do this, and the reason why is all back to network theory. It's about allowing information to flow across the network with as little restriction as possible, and what that does in terms of enabling people to integrate information about their environment to make better choices, which then makes the world a better place to live in.
Dude, the paged out awakening, I liked how you kind of threw that in. It does feel like kind of and not necessarily a slumbering giant, but like a slumbering, philosopher, or it's happening. It's all, and like you said, there's so many spokes now growing out to different areas in the communities that we roll in. It's just freaking epic.
Yeah, it's wild, man. The spokes that I'm working most closely on are probably like the token factory for the page token. So basically, the idea here is we have a lot of different friends in the Web3 space, and a lot of these projects are looking to launch different tokens. A lot of these projects have varying stages of tokenomics, like more or less thought through. And so what we're trying to do is bring together, the various ones that are aligned with PageDAO the most directly. And ideally, what would happen is we would be able to identify, exactly what their tokenomics want to be. And then we would be able to negotiate a financial relationship with the PageDAO, where the PageDAO could put up some page tokens, and then the partner project could put up some of their tokens, and we could create a liquidity pool. And more or less, since the page token is already liquid on the market, well, what the effect that this has is that makes that new token tradable from like day one, which is a really aligned thing for the PageDAO to do for its, especially like close partner projects. Because for one thing, we're issuing page tokens. For another thing, we're growing the network, and for a third thing, we're creating these durable partnerships with these aligned organizations, and it just pushes everybody forward together with more strength than any of us would have had alone. And really, that's kind of it's like the inflection point, right? It's like the fulcrum, the lever, the pulley. What we're doing is we're using sort of the position that we're currently in with the token as a means to extend a helping hand to other projects and help them also stand up, because we know that life is better with friends, and we want to be sure that we have the alignment to create all this stuff in place, so that we can then start basically going around and building up other projects that we've been working with, such as Vagabond Magazine, Cryptoversal Books, Whitney Morgan Media, Meta Builders, and so on. There's probably 13 or 15 different projects around like our particular neck of like the Web3 woods alone, that are interested in doing something like this. And so really, like the hope is that what we can rapidly do, once the application's launched, is kind of shift our focus to the token for a little bit, build out some pairs, and create more or less like an entire pocket of the economy for like us and our closest friends.
Hell yeah, we are stronger together. I mean, the launch of Page Token was actually really interesting, and we approached it very differently than most token launches. We had about a dozen partner communities that got dropped Page with no strings attached, basically to be able to use that to promote people doing cool things in their communities, possibly maybe related to literature and poetry, but it was wide open. And we had amazing communities on board. I mean, some of those communities are still definitely tight with us. Some of them, actually, a few of them, I'll reach back out to Charged Particles and a few of those that were really on board and really interested. But one of the allocations.
Shout out to Token Smart for hosting us right now. I believe Token Smart was in that drop too.
Yeah, the what was it? The Toasty, the Tosdis, basically rugged us. They slanged their allocation like right when it was picking up steam, and so that was
they were the only ones that came to us and asked to be included, and we were too naive to realize that meant that we should say no, pretty much.
Dope. But we live and learn, and that was just that's part of the growing process. And here we are, a few years later, fully recovered and hitting the Web3 streets hard. So
Well,
yeah,
and we
it's
learned
really
so
exciting.
much about the token thing, right? Like it's so much better to start low and let the market take things high in terms of price than to, throw a dart at a board, pick a random number and make everybody watch it go down. I mean, I
Totally,
think to some
totally.
extent, yeah, it's a mistake that you don't realize the magnitude of unless you just go ahead and make it and just take that blow to the head.
Um, do you want to go into a little bit about what we're prepping to launch and in a pretty interesting way as well?
Are you talking easy money now?
Talking easy money now.
Oh, I
Getting
would
getting
love
to the
nothing more than to
crazy
talk some
shit.
easy money. Well, okay, so
Nice.
this is a project that I had to introduce the token factory from or concept from PageDAO first for. And by the way, I have to shout out Sonny Agarwal. We did a call and like that was an idea that he was putting us kind of into our heads. And anyway, mad props, mad kudos to the founders of Osmosis. Strong respect for your math, Serge. But also the thing is that what's happened is that we finally have gotten to the point where we understand the technology on the Cosmos side well enough to actually be, comfortable, doing things on the Osmosis blockchain for the Page token. And not everybody's there yet. So there's a couple of things. For one thing, like we're also looking at doing some LPs on base potentially against partner assets. And we probably would like an ETH LP there at some point too, just to replace the Uniswap one on L1 Ethereum, because the fees there are just egregious, and like the market just over and over says, hey, like, this is not a great place for this like micro cap token LP, like, and it'll probably never go away because people have liquidity that's locked there. But at the same time, like, the lower fee environment on Osmosis is bootstrapped a huge liquidity pool right off the bat, because of the LP mining incentives that we've got there. And I think maybe the liquidity there is deep enough that if liquidity was created on base, that maybe people would start to use that as an arbitrage slash just easier access token point. So anyway, I think that's the thing to do too. And that plays into easy money in two ways. Because first, if we were able to get kind of Page where it needs to be everywhere, then we can kind of choose where to deploy. And so there's two things about easy money that are really important here. Like the first is that this is a meme coin. Meme coins on Solana right now are doing well if they launch with liquidity. I think it's not doing well if you don't, for the most part. And so I think what needs to happen first is that we need to have some wants to be a part of this. How in and win. And basically, my argument is put the LP, we make sure that the kinks are ironed out. And then at the party, we stress test it with, like all the kind of gimmicks and games that we're planning to play there with the airdrop, with the dump, and so on and so forth. Anyway, that probably deserves its own little segment here, if I'm being real with you. But high
Yeah.
level, easy money is a token that's designed to be a meme coin and make money easier to manage on chain.
Yes, it's not necessarily about like making millions easily that it's all going to flow into you, but it's about making using Web3 easier, making the safety aspect easier. Like these are huge things that are major blockades, speed bumps, pitfalls in all our daily lives and path through the metaverse. So definitely this is, riding that meme coin wave. I like to say it's a meme coin with a mission. Like that's, it's not just, oh, we're
There you
joking around.
go.
Like it's got a mission.
Yeah, there's a point to it, and like really, I think that's where you get alignment with memes. It's like okay, what's a meme that people can believe in? What is the meme that people can care about? Okay, cool. Like you come up with that, and then you got to do a couple of different things. Like you need to, for one thing, avoid centralizing it and just not do anything that's not completely transparent right off the, because those two things will absolutely just destroy your project, even if you pamp it to the moon and it goes to $1 million or whatever. Like Like that will destroy the audience. That will destroy the people who were investing in the meme and participating. You just don't want to do that because it destroys their confidence. So what we're doing with Easy Money is we're kind of making a game, right? And the game is going to take place at the party, and then the game is going to turn into like a community later on. And the hope is that the values that lead people to care that our friend has gotten hacked, and that lead us to care about whether or not other people are also going to get hacked in the future, and that lead us to want to make the likelihood of that less rather than more moving forward. That's the meme here. The meme is like Web3 needs to get safer. So whether you want to pick up your pen and write something that's potentially going to help somebody do that, or whether you want to create a piece of software that helps people do that, whatever the case may be, the thing is that this is a token that is designed to be a part of a DAO that is intending to issue the unissued 50% of the to the people who come together around this mission. And so in that sense, it's definitely a Tito and Daniel token. It's a lot like the Page token. It's something that is inspired by the mechanism that drives Page. And that mechanism in my mind is, the reason that we were able to survive the bear market. It's the reason that we're still here. It's the reason that we're still building. And what that mechanism is just using the token as a database of like who's doing something to help the project. And basically what you do is you set up like a standard sort of contribution that somebody can make. And then there's like a standard sort of amount of the token that somebody can earn to do that. And my hope is that basically what I can do is I can kind of set up the math here and then go back to doing the Page DAO more or less full time and not necessarily be, super heavy invested in Easy Money DAO because, obviously like there's a bunch of projects around and I have a lot to do, but also, like kind of what I'm good at is setting up the token, right? Like the governance thing is kind of sticky for me. It's kind of tough. I'm head of governance at PageDAO right now, and it's just going to take my full attention, But my hope is that what we can do is we can set up this really cool mechanism, and we can bring all the people who are so sick of this hack bullshit that's going on in the space together, and we can create a community with like the sort of mission and identity that like we want to do something now about this problem. We want to fix this. We want to give actual users material means to change this situation. And we're going to come together, and if we're going to buy the Easy Money coin, we're probably doing it to support that meme, one way or another, and if we're somebody who is dev or somebody who's a writer and we want to come and we want to dedicate our skills to this cause, we want people to be able to earn some easy money by doing that, right?
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Oh my God, easy money's a bad pun too, man. Like
it is. It's great. It works, bro. It totally works. And it's so cool to have something this different where like you could throw in, I mean, speculatively maybe it goes up, right? So maybe you have value accruing, but by throwing in what you have like participated in, you're actually funding like your friends out there, your homies that are putting out educational content on new hack vectors and the new tools, and then like these grants for the people that are building some of those tools, prophylactic to protect you against hacks, maybe things to be able to track funds or lock them, or like there's so many geniuses. The tech is nascent, so we'll see what people come up with. But really, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways people respond to getting hacked, I would say. Maybe you keep it to yourself, you don't share it, and you're just depressed, but like you're too embarrassed or whatever, and so you just stay with it like inside you, and it kind of eats you up, and you just go along with your Web3 life. Some people just get really pissed, they stick around, but they're constantly like, everything's fucked, the world's against me, this and that. There's people that rage quit, and of course I was like really depressed at first and felt embarrassed, but I wanted to get the message out right away because I did think it was a new vector of attack being hit by a Discord help bot. And in fact, I got approached in another Discord just a few days ago. Oh, go make a help ticket. And I was like, nah, I got hacked by a help ticket like a week ago. It's sketchy now. And then one of the mods was like, "Oh, I'm glad you didn't click that. I don't know how they got the fake bot in there even, because they're like 2FA'd and everything." So this is there's a lot of people I think that are working on this. There's probably like, I don't know, office somewhere in like India or wherever where there's like a dozen people
Russia.
or maybe 20, Russia, wherever it is, where they run these scam centers. There's a bunch of people there. Some of them are talking to you, the ones that know the lingo of Web3. Others are, doing the tech backend, ready to drain your funds as soon as you give that permission. So for me, yeah, I was bummed, but I wanted people to know. And with the support that came right away, like within like 2 days, I was like, you know what, like, no, we're going to do something about this. We're going to actually make a difference in this space and clean up these freaking streets some, at least to get people the information that's needed, and hopefully to provide more tools as well. So that's the angle I'm coming at it from. And yeah, Dylan, like, you've got so much going on. It's incredible that you can kind of launch this baby and like regurgitate the tech into our baby bird mouths, and then we fly out of the nest, and you can go back to doing mainly PageDAO, and hopefully you'll be a little involved in the easy money. But the people that are also building, investing in the tech and the token will be the DAO. Token holders make the decisions. So it's not like yeah, I get to have a chunk of tokens, so I'll have some say. But this is an actual DAO that we're launching up here. So yeah, and I think it would be fun to talk about the dump and how kind of what kicks off trading.
Yeah, so I'm gonna rug, and we just talked about me rugging. I'm gonna give you guys the idea for the token, and I'll initialize the token, and then I'm gonna rug, and I'm gonna be gone. And yeah, I'm not taking any tokens or anything like that, so don't worry about that, people. So that's the first thing. I'm gonna rug, and then Easy's gonna dump. And what do we mean by this? Well, okay, so like, to simulate a GoFundMe using a cryptocurrency token, you just start the cryptocurrency token and you put a small amount of liquidity against it. You put it in a liquidity pool, and anybody who wants to donate can just go buy some of the tokens, right? And like, obviously, there's not like a financial incentive to go do that, beyond giving a little bit of money to somebody that got hacked, right? Like, so at this phase, like, we basically got some DAOs together that believe in the easy money mission and that believe in the concept of donating some amount of money to help you kind of recoup your losses, right? We spread the word about this. We let it sit for a couple of days. People can donate if they want to, and if they do, they get some easy money tokens from the liquidity. And so basically there's going to be deep liquidity there on the easy money side, so people can go and they can buy, and the price will go up. And I mean, like we don't care about that at all at this point, right? Like, it's we're not doing the airdrop yet. We're not worried about how much liquidity there is, really. It's an option, right? Like, people can go and they can donate if they want to, and if they don't want to, they don't have to, right? So it's just, like that's how it is. It's a GoFundMe page, and people can go and they can do that, or they can not. But okay, so basically, I launched the token in Rug and disappeared, and then Easy is gonna get some tokens from the airdrop, right? And Easy's getting either 5 or 10%. I can't remember what the current tokenomics plan is. It's not quite final yet. We have to talk to some partners about the structure of it, and just kind of get final sort of numbers from everybody, and just see who else is going to be involved. But the idea is that Easy will sell half of his tokens into the liquidity pool, which we're calling the dump. So Easy's going to take a dump in front of everybody. And essentially what's going to happen is he's going to recoup hopefully about the amount of money that he lost in his attack. And so he'll have some tokens that'll be remaining. And like, yes, this is intentional. We want him to have a voice in the DAO's governance. But like, the first mission of the token is just to be kind of like a really Web3, like zany, weird, like GoFundMe type of thing. And then once Easy takes his dump, we do all the airdrops and we send all the tokens out to people. And then the community owns the project. And like, you know, obviously, like every other airdrop you ever get, the question is, are you going to stake these to participate in governance? Or are you going to hold these tokens to like sell later? Or are you going to just go ahead and dump them right now into the market because there's liquidity and you can if you want. If you do, somebody else can buy them and they can use them to participate in governance if they want. And so it's just, you know, I don't know. It's kind of like a different way of approaching like what a basic cryptocurrency is. But really and truly, like we're not doing anything special here. We're just having some fun.
Yeah, dude, it's so rad. I love it. It'll be my first public dump. I mean, it'll be like, yeah, one of my first dumps. I usually just diamond hand shit till it's dead, or like, one of these will make me like a millionaire. And like at first I was like, oh man, yeah, if I can get reimbursed for what I lost, like, oh my God. And now I'm like, I would love to get even just something a little bit like would be great to take the edge off. And I'll probably wind up just doing like a very healthy dump and keeping quite a bit to throw some back in liquidity to have governance and stuff like that. So very likely that I'm not gonna dump a huge amount, but a nice healthy one, and then I'll pinch it off while there's still some left in the tank.
Or I mean, dude, you could clean your whole colon and then just buy back after you dip, you know.
True, true. There's different ways. I don't know. I'll have to, yeah, maybe I'll like get some like muesli, get heavy on the fiber in the days leading up to it, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun. No matter what, this event is just gonna be off the hook. Like there's so many people that want to participate. And then the people that are participating there will also be part of the airdrop, right?
Yeah, they will. Wouldn't miss that. Yeah. So okay. The way we're thinking about the airdrop is that for DAOs, basically the idea is that if you're like your technology for recommending for that's like partnered with PageDAO or something, like reach out to us, talk to us. We're gonna want a list of like your most engaged members basically, and either ETH addresses or Cosmos addresses for these users. And pretty much like yeah, we're gonna try to be as inclusive as we can. Get everybody who's interested. Needs to get involved in the airdrop, because that's the way that we can kind of bootstrap this thing and get it started, but also we can use the DAOs to sort of spread the message. And also I think the DAOs can benefit from this because what we're doing is like the involved DAOs that are participating by putting some liquidity up at first are going to get long tail issuance of easy money as it's granted over time to developers, writers, and other people who come and make dedicate their time to making Web3 safer. And so the
Yeah,
thought is, yeah, go ahead, sorry.
oh, I was just gonna say, and then continue. Yeah, the quality of the holders is going to be incredible. Just knowing the DAOs that are involved in our communities. So definitely want everybody that is interested to get involved and everybody to have the opportunity. So yeah, back to you.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Well, I mean, like that's what it's all about, right? Like, so the point of the airdrop is to bootstrap a social graph that can actually accomplish the mission that the DAO is being, founded for. And in this case, I have a lot of success with that. I mean, I'm in touch with Noah from DAO on the Cosmos side. I'm in touch with Rizzle and Matt from the Ethereum side, and kind of like everybody in between that's suggested. And then Underground NFT from EOS actually is a big fan of this project. So, like we
Sweet.
have that too. Like, yeah, it's already
Dope.
just like showing, like the promise of like unifying the space around this mission of creating a good user experience and like safety around the way that we interact with our money on chain.
I threw out a comment on Warpcast the other day. It was somebody talking about like we've got this big allotment of DGen, and we want to get it to people that are like it was like building cool tech or something, or what would you like to see, or where would you like to see some grants go to or something. And I threw out there I'd love to see some allocated to people that are both you know, consistently making educational kind of edutainment around security, and people that are building tools and whatnot to keep us safe. And definitely got, you know, it got a few likes and comments and stuff. So maybe there, like, if we could get like degen into that pool, some of the Farcast or Warpcast people to hop on, that would blow up. So that was a little thing that kind of was trickling in my mind after I saw that post the other day. But yeah, it's just I think, you know, it's the time is right. It's ripe for it. We're in a moment when markets picking up, scams are on the uptick. So I think that, yeah, it's just that the timing is right for finally, you know, something to really be built around this. I forgot what else I was gonna say.
Oh, right on. Yeah, it happens to the best of us, man. I feel you there for sure. It's been a long drive. I think I'm about an hour from Lubbock though, so I'm getting pretty close. Hour and a half, map says.
Right on. Oh yeah, I remembered. I wanted to ask you to share a little about like Osmosis and Cosmos, because I'm pretty new over there. The Kepler wallet I mentioned in chat, like Kepler wallet has been a really good experience for me with their dashboard and stuff. It's all pretty clear. But if you want to mention just a little bit about the tech over there, and you know, if you have maybe a different wallet recommendation or anything. And then I remember, I forget if it's Snap or like the protocol where you can go through MetaMask. So if you can just kind of clue people in a little on that, because we might have some listeners or people in the audience now that haven't really gotten over to like Cosmo and Osmosis yet. So just a little bit of info to help people kind of get started there, feeling comfy.
Yeah, the best spot is probably pagedao.org/docs/FAQ, because Robbie's actually written up some really nice tutorials on how to install Kepler, which is the wallet that we recommend. Also, I've got a new piece on T2 that explains how to create a multi-sig wallet that, you know, is designed for just one user. And so we have that little vault that we spun up over there for you. And actually, like, my exit strategy there is going to be to just remove myself, and that'll be your wallet, and you can change the name to whatever, you know, and then we can kind of do it that way. I've done that for Eric, so I'm happy to do that for other people too. But it's really easy, and it costs less than 10 cents, so it's not like I'm really you know, going super far out of my way to be helping my friends like this, right? But
Eh,
the upshot with Cosmos is that things happen quickly and for very cheap there. But you know, nonetheless, you're getting extreme reliability for the most part. Like even when Terra Luna was completely going down and everything was exploding, it's like that chain was still up. You know, and so what we've seen is that this is, in some ways, like the most battle tested Web3 tech that exists yet.
Very
Or
robust
not the most
indeed.
battle tested. Like, I mean, definitely people are doing more shit on ETH. But you know, it's like this is not new shit that I think might actually be better than what's newer and less tested.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's great for people also just, you know, to take the, you know, kind of take advantage of this as an opportunity to get more familiar and comfortable over on a new chain if it's new for you heading over to Cosmos. And yeah, definitely head to PageDAO for more info about getting started over there. And yeah, I think what you're doing with like you know, oh God, brain fart. You know, the double sign-in accounts, where you have, you know, where you can't basically just snag something really quickly. That's going to be really important, I think, for our securities to be able to implement these. So that's huge too.
Right on. You know, it's funny. It's an idea that I've had for years. I had a hack that happened back in 2022 on a bag that I had staked, and the attacker came in and they unstaked it. And I was like, oh shit, you
Motherfuckers.
know, I didn't do that. And I shut up like 30 seconds too late to actually retrieve the assets
Oh
before they
man.
got them. So yeah, like I lost big there. That hurt. But at the end of the day, the thing that's the thing that would have fixed that would be to have the funds in a multi-sig where I could actually just cancel the unstaking transaction because only one of my private keys had been canceled and I have access from another one.
Yep.
So really having multiple PKs that you can sub in and out as they get compromised or old or whatever, is going to turn out to just be the key to being able to have like a stable and persistent identity on chain. And I think you could
Totally.
probably do this on base with Gnosis, just as easily as you can do it on Osmosis with DAO. But basically,
Nice.
like the goal is to set it up so that it's redundant and so that you have fail safes in place when something goes wrong. Because at the end of the day, it absolutely happens to everyone eventually.
Yep, bound to. And like it sometimes it takes that to kick you into a higher gear and start using some of the tools. Then we have more tools available for us. I think I remember back a couple years ago after that hack, I think I remember you talking about having a multi-sig solution. And it just wasn't quite there yet. So yeah, it's huge to be able to take advantage of that. I mean, could really just save your ass if you have two wallets that somebody needs to freaking hack first before they can get at you, like that's not going to happen every day.
Right. Well, I mean, especially if you keep them on different devices, because
Yeah,
even if
yeah,
somebody gets access to your device, or if you lose it, or if they're standing there with a gun saying, "Send me the transfer,"
right.
it's like, okay, I'll send the transfer, and you send it, and you put it on chain, and okay, you're like, that's as close as I can do. And then you go home, and that person's not with you anymore, and you just cancel it from your other wallet.
Totally, dude. Yeah, huge, huge. So yeah, this is the kind of thing that both building things like this that'll be easy for people to use, and then also just educating people about the tools like this that they can start using is exactly the kind of thing that easy money is gonna be about. So freaking
It's
awesome.
a cultural problem. It's one of these things like look, it's less than a quarter as a new user to get onboarded into the Cosmos space. And if you have some successful trades and they go well or something, and you have a bag that's too big to keep in your hot wallet, I mean, it's less than a quarter to secure those assets in a non-hot wallet that can't easily be compromised. So it really is just a matter of being aware that that's an opportunity that you have as a user. And it's also,
Totally.
yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's prophylaxis. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as they say.
Dude, I didn't even really know about, although I had heard Wallet Guard, I never went to the site. I didn't check it out. And then last week's show, and we had like a 5.5 hour show last week because the hack was fresh. We were getting lots of people sharing stories, and of course we had great music and everything. And we had Alexander on, just phenomenal show with what he's doing with all the physicals and like literally he's like baking clay in fires like in ancient times to like send out to his NFT holders and stuff. Super cool. If you missed last week, sorry, it's probably recorded and out there somewhere. But yeah, so like a lot was shared last week. That was one of the things that was recommended by two people, Wallet Guard, because it basically checks like it's two pop-ups that you need to sign. So sometimes you might just not pay attention or something. You're like, oh yeah, like I'm just doing a normal transaction, boom, and I sign my MetaMask. Well, I pay a lot more attention now. I mean, obviously, but because I look at the Wallet Guard and I'm like, okay, I have to approve it there. And there's a really cool AI feature where you click over, explain this transaction to me, and it quickly scans, and then it might say, this is Zora. It is not flagged as a phishing attempt. It's fairly safe. Whereas if it's something that's unknown, or especially if it's something that has been flagged as like a phishing site, it's going to warn you. So before you're even in MetaMask, you're like, no, I'm bailing from this. Or you hit, yes, okay, I know this is safe. And then you go over and you sign your TX. So like I installed that right away that night. And, yeah, it adds a couple of seconds to your purchase or something, but it's worth it.
Right on. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely worth it to get that security. Just that second thought, like really and truly, like so many things in life just come down to like, are you able to take that second and reflect before, you do whatever it is you're doing?
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, just that little bit of like secondary thought instead of being habit. Like it's huge. It breaks that up. Like your brain works kind of differently. So yeah, like these are the little things and much, much more that we'll be able to promote and create through Easy Money.
Yeah, super
And
stoked about that, man.
yeah, yeah. I know that you had been on the road and took a break in your journey here to join us. So I do also want to lend you, if you need to hop out on the road, kind of out. We've been going for like an hour and a half and covered, kind of the overview. So yeah, I just want to give you that option in case you need to hop back on the road. If there's anything else, we want to cover, then let's jump into it. But wanted to, just kind of let you know that.
Well, man, high level. I think that was kind of everything. And I mean, honestly, easy. Like, I probably ought to just kind of focus on driving for a little bit.
Right?
I've been doing the stim thing and everything, but I'm still kind of starting to get a little groggy here. So, the
All
sun is
good.
going down. It's a nice sunset on the left. I think I need to just be in the
Nice.
moment for a little bit. But
Dude.
dude, let's reconnect soon, man. Like, thanks so
Oh
much
yeah.
for having me on. This has been a great time.
Absolutely. Great to have you on again, brother. Love you. Thank you for all the work you're doing I words fail me. I can't say enough how impactful having you as a friend, especially in this hard time, has been. So I just really want to say thank you.
Man, I love you too, Easy. It's wonderful to have friends like you. Friends like you have changed my life so many times over the last couple of years, and like, I don't know, man. I really feel like the reason I'm here is for you to some extent. Like, and it's just all about like that community, that togetherness that we feel. So much love. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys later.
Much love and whippy. All right, man, that was epic, Dylan. Always fully epic, just bringing it. His tech, his philosophy, his writing. The skills just go on and on with this one. So make sure that you're following, and we'll be keeping everybody up to date on Easy Money and everything. Jose, my brother, welcome to the stage, and I believe it's time to vibe. We're gonna get some tunes. We're gonna talk concert, all sorts of stuff. How's your Monday going? I know you had a ceremony, I think, like yesterday or day before. So if you want to share a little bit about that to kind of get us in the vibe, that'd be cool.
Hey, yeah, I had a great ceremony. It was a great weekend. I wanted like to get into the house and work into the concert because it's on my head. And yeah, I got a beautiful ceremony. It helped me to actually like digest like past week and like these 2 weeks of energy with working on DAOs and I don't know, doing calibration with concepts and stuff, I believe. And yeah, this benefit concert was like a huge way to, instead of just like critique or judge or anything, do something that is community driven, that we can do because we care, and that can get some great outcome out of a bad situation. So I say that we are grabbing the narrative and saying what was, and that's powerful because we can avoid falling victims of this and creating experience and outcomes of nature. Let's think of this camp like a natural disaster. Like you get into the jungle and you get bitten by a snake. Well, you get into a Discord and then there's a fake message blood, and stuff. And I think it's the jungle of life. And yeah, as a community, we can look for ways to take care of each other. And um, this concert really makes me happy, because I remember that, back in the day I was able like to raise like I don't know how much, like $5,000 in a concert in 2020. So to me, it's not so distant to think about 10,000 for a concert. And I will say we are getting into the um, into the bull market. Actually, if you check the live chat, I just sent a warpcast above. Easy, I tag you. Koopa Troopa is
I
giving
saw that.
$42 for somebody to give them 20. Um, because he says 17, but that's a lie. It's 20. It's 21. But he's giving the Jane for it. I bought one. Yeah,
Nice.
I still don't know where to check the degen and stuff, but I want to ape into Warpcast because I'm feeling the vibes of the early days of Steemit blockchain before meeting you guys, and I think this is gonna be huge for a little, so it better to
Yeah.
use it for the best we can. Like yeah, if we can find a community way to get some stake for all of us to be able to tip, that's the take, like, to do curation. But yeah, I don't think they will last forever. But also, the market has proved me ignorant of the laws of economy many times. So I think that it can go up. But yeah,
Oh,
I had a great ceremony. Actually, I was able to meet my friend Rondon. I don't know if you remember him, but he plays the flute, super great. And we are going to go to a studio like 6 hours away from Caracas this Wednesday to record the song of this month. 4 hours, right? Oh, 2 hours, but not 6 hours. 2 hours. Yeah, it's Valencia State, and yeah, so we are gonna go to record there. A friend has a studio, and we are going to record Calma, but maybe we are going to record more things. But yeah, he plays the flute, just a beauty, and I think there we are going to have something special with the mixing, because I will be able to have speakers instead of my headphones. And when I mixed the two previous songs, I just had one ear of my headphone. So I think this will be like a better evolution. I will be able to hear how it will sound in other devices. So I'm really happy for all this like movement. I'm already talking with my friends about the benefit concert. Easy. So far, all of
nice.
them are down. All of them, aka Chacon and Espartaco. And yeah, I'm planning on telling Gopal, seeing who else is able to join us. And also, I'm passing the word through Web3 Musica. That is a Spanish project. I have some friends from Argentina there that can be great to have them joining, because this music community, I think they can get inspired by a lot of things that we have been creating or walking in this in journey on Token Smart. And I think
For
they can do
sure.
something on Spanish. And yeah, I wanted to invite them over to check it out. But
Love
yeah, so
it.
far, I had a great weekend. Easy. So far, I think I have one of my best months in life, because a lot of my anger goes like to a resolution in the month. And not only a resolution, but like the problems I put in my head are like these ones, like Web3 related, coordination related, communication related. And I feel really happy, because communicating my anger and having you guys like to talk about this stuff having really great for me, because I actually think I'm getting to a point where I'm feeling that we are getting to working on things we like. And that's a great thing. Also, are you preparing already for NFT New York?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like a week away. Yesterday, I went and like ran some errands. My little like trimmer thingy broke, so I had to get like a new one of those and just random stuffs to be all ready. But yeah, um, love where your take is on the concert. Shout out DJ Lethal Skills, who's down. Oh, he just jumped. He's been here. He was hanging for a while. Don't know if he left connection or had another call or something. But he's gonna throw down some tracks. A lot of people, a lot of people. I think we're gonna have we'll have definitely Spanish, English. We might get like KRPs coming, so like Indian, or I'm trying to remember what, because a couple different languages that are spoken in India. Maybe we get like Day Day, with some South African. I don't know if you know some like Swahili or something, but we're gonna have a lot of different musicians from all over the world and artists and stuff coming in. So this is gonna be a absolute global effort and pretty fat event. I mean, it might go. I don't know, it might be a 12-hour, like, of course, everybody doesn't have to be there the whole time, but we're getting so many people. DJ Lethal Skills is back. I just shouted you out when you like vanished, probably lost connection, saying that you were gonna throw down some hot tracks at the concert too. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty big one, and probably go like from like afternoon deep into the night. Yeah, lots of people getting involved, and then of course a lot of people that are gonna share stories about getting hacked, stories about close, close shaves, close misses, and how they maybe picked up on, wait, this isn't right. Yetapi shared a story with us last week about a hack through like a Zoom. It was like for an interview, and so there's a lot of different vectors out there, and we need to get the word out. So that's going to be a big part of it too. I'm stoked that you had a great weekend and were able to kind of get grounded and find a little balance. It has been a very like crazy hectic and productive last week and a half or 2 weeks. We got Felons up on stage with us. Felons, how you doing today?
Do you hear me better now? My microphone fall off, so I think
That
it's
is better.
fixed.
Yeah,
Yes,
much
sir.
better.
Good evening. Oh yeah, this is such a great way to start Easy's Corner to get the update from Page Dow, Dylan. I mean, I'm so
Um,
stoked that it's leading.
Felons, are you talking? Because we are not hearing
Oh
you.
Oh,
crap!
I hear him. Jose, you must have a I hear you, Felons.
Oh,
Um Maybe
okay.
jump out
It's
and
me.
jump
It's
back,
me.
Jose? Yeah.
You might have me muted
Yes.
too. Haha.
Or yeah, we'll figure it out if he had a mute on for something playing at the same show or something. But yeah, Jose will be back momentarily.
Cool.
Please do share how your week's starting. Anything interesting that's happened recently?
Oh wow. Just this last week has been in recovery mode from from uh,
South by.
like I was talking about South by, yeah. And so definitely getting everything ready to go. I'm so stoked to be part of NFT NYC in general. I mean, but for sure, Binx's Astro Fest. I mean, it's a group effort, and pitching in where I can, helping out with accommodations. I hope it all works out really good for everybody, and otherwise, I'm also been granted, I guess you can say, a slot for performing on April 5th at 12:40 p.m., the lunch hour of the Token Tracks stage. I don't know what they're gonna refer to it as, but basically that's what I'm scheduled for, 12:40 p.m. Eastern Time, and
Sweet.
yeah, so I get a half an hour with them, and so really, yeah, that whole thing, and I've I've been totally thinking about trying out busking and just take my guitar out and
Dude,
go somewhere, and
you'd
looking up,
kill it.
I'd
Even
love
like
to, yeah,
the quality. I'm sorry to say. I mean, maybe it's depending on where you're in the city. The quality of like the entertainment at Times Square, meh, meh. So like if you went and you were playing your tunes live, I think you would have, people would come around and be like, "Wow, this is awesome," because you've got like just kind of the lowbrow, very scam. I mean, there's so many scammers in that area too. Like
yeah,
you've got the people trying to give you something, and then they're like, "Well, you took it in your hand, and I said it was free, but now you owe me $20," or like
right,
what?
right.
Like there's so much of that. Just some
I'm
like
gonna
good
get some
tunes.
CDs to slam on people,
Right.
no doubt.
Yeah. The Buddhist bracelet, the CDs. Like, no, if you just had a rocking guitar and a hat or a case out, that could fill up with some money.
You know what? I have a a boatload of CDs from I don't know if you recall me mentioning, and I'm sorry, I have not done what I said I would do about releasing the CD called uh, Contours, and I collected rocks and did all sorts of things
Oh
to
yeah.
queue up and envisioned this whole thing, and basically got completely distracted from it. But I have a bunch of CDs that I can give out, or who knows,
Cool.
be a whole separate conversation from everything else, because I definitely am going to have. Yes, I am definitely going to have uh, top down in minting, and also I do want to have Jangle minted or in minting. I actually do have. I got in touch with Louis Alicea, the drummer that put the track down for Jangle, I talked to him, and this is probably news to you, Binks, but I talked to him about doing a space on Thursday. So trying to get everything cleared up on my schedule, let alone getting things done to to deliver.
I mean,
yeah,
dude, if you can
busy
have
time.
if you could have a couple things live and minting during NFT NYC, that'd be pretty hot. Like that would be sweet. I bet you're kind of grinding to try and finish stuff up, but that's great.
Have you ever heard of a guy by the name of Munster Vision?
Oh, I mean, it sounds a little familiar, but that might be from like the cheese and the Munsters and all that. So give me a little
Not
bit of
quite the same, no. But no, I met him South by, and he's kind of intertwined with the United Empowerment Party, definitely a Canna maxi, and but he's also really very intelligent on the whole merchandising scene, and he actually, for his own product, so to speak, he's an excellent rapper, and he was one of the guys that got his music recorded direct to vinyl at the Purple Bee studio that I mentioned.
Oh, sick.
And so he actually is the guy that got the whole visit to Purple Bee set up for us because he lives in Austin, and so he's just an awesome guy. And I talked to him this morning about setting up merch, and so he actually has a team that can help artists set up, totally bespoke websites. And your own marketplace, but he turned me on to a great fulfillment, merch fulfillment company, and I can do my own, storefront on Shopify and whatnot. So I am totally into doing a limited run of top-down merch, probably just a
Nice.
T-shirt. So the Flens Felons logo on the front, and then the top down logo in the back, or big. And so possibilities are limitless. And for right now, I've got some business cards on order to have my QR codes on hand, and definitely be ready to be able to share. And so I'm going to have everything lined up on a link tree so everybody can
Nice.
be able flexible in what I have. Yeah. So
Cool. Even possible swag. That would be dope.
the first thought that I had. So
Can I interject for a moment? Sorry.
Hop in, Drago. Yes.
yeah, I mean,
easy.
looks like Jose is trying to talk, but we cannot hear him.
Yeah, I thought I heard your keys, Jose, but I don't quite hear you yet. You might have to reconnect again.
No, I can't hear.
But
you.
let's hand the floor over to Drago. Oh, I just
Hello.
heard you. But Dragonet has
Hello together.
announcements.
Okay, Easy. I just want to ask, Easy, do you remember the name of the account that scammed you? The ticket box thingy. Do you remember what the account was named?
I think I got a screenshot. I have to go check. I remember like later I was like, "Doe, why didn't I like take down more information about this?" But like as soon as I realized what was going on, I'm like, report. Report is a scam. And so then I think it closed the chat. And then I was running to revoke.cash, but I might have screen grabbed to share, like when I was going to ask, like, hey, look, I'm talking to this person in the Discord. So I have to go back to my screenshots and see if I might have that. I definitely have, but that's all on chain, like the TX and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I'm just working on trying to prevent the same thing from happening on Discord.
Yeah.
So with the auto mod stuff. So I just want the username so I can take that and kind of run with it.
It might have just been like support ticket help desk or something. I kind of recall that. I'll go back through. My desktop is a mess with all the screenshots and stuff, but I'll go look through after the show and see if I have a definite on that. Because that's good information. And I wish I had at the time been like, okay, let's document some of this like right now, but I was freaking.
Yeah, no, totally understandable. Okay, thank you. That's all I wanted.
Yep, cool. All right, there was our special request from the master magician of audio and Discord's Dragonate, and now we'll see if we have Jose connected.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you. How you doing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Nice
3.
to meet you. I hear you. You're a little
Yeah.
quiet, but it's coming through.
Do you
More
hear some
volume.
what?
More volume.
Yeah, I hear you, but your volume's just a little low.
Okay, let me check out what I can do to fix that. I don't know what's happening, guys, because I don't know what's happening because maybe
Oh, there you
do you
are.
hear me better this way?
Yeah. Much better.
My volume is yes.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, give me 3 minutes. I think that I figured out that I'm working with the microphone, maybe not in the best way. So
Okay.
give me a
No
moment.
worries. Yeah, take a minute. We'll jump back to the convo with felons there. Where were we before Drago jumped up? We were hitting on swag. I know that'll stay in my head. Oh, look what I just found. I busted this out. This was from like 3 years ago or something. WagMe from NFT NYC, and it was literally, I found it. I don't know who's the company. There's some company on the back. I was like checking in the closet, and I was like, oh, gonna need some warm clothes definitely for heading back east. And it was literally still in its like little swag bag. Where was it? A little like I think it's in the other room. A little, never been like worn before. Actually, I found it yesterday, so I rocked it like yesterday. But I was like, oh, a brand new sweatshirt from like NFT NYC a couple years back. Score. Closet score.
You know, I picked up a couple T-shirts at the Purple Bee, and it's like, what's on it? It's a QR code to something, because there's a logo, but it doesn't say who it is. And it's like, yeah, right.
Interesting.
T-shirt with a.
That's
Everybody's
either
scared of
like,
QR code,
yeah,
so I don't
I was
know.
gonna say it's either like a great idea with like the mystery, but yeah, QR codes, man, where's it gonna take you? What's it gonna do to you? I honestly prefer like seeing the URL, and then like I can like
Right.
double check against that and be like, okay, I can safely go to this site.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's a
QRs
good
were like,
idea. I'm gonna put the URL for what I have a QR code for. Yeah, I'll do
nice.
that.
QR codes were all the rage like last year or the year before. Honestly, I was just thinking, who was it? There used to be an artist, maybe somebody in the audience remembers, that made us QR codes for our wallet addresses back in like maybe the cent days. They were designing, because I remember after, I don't even know where it is. I had like a cool, I think, greenish tinted one, and it had maybe my easy coin symbol in the middle or something. But you can make like more artistic type QR codes. Elbow, maybe. Do you remember who that might have
This was
been? Someone.
the this was in your roll token thing.
Maybe it was for roll. Oh, man, I wonder if I could find it.
Somebody from roll maybe. Attitude
No, it
may
wasn't
know.
somebody from roll. It was an artist that was like, hey, I can make stylized QR codes, like for anybody's like site or wallet or whatever. And then they were like kind of taking orders and like pumping them out. I wonder. I'm gonna try and find it. I'm gonna see if I can. It's probably not called like QR or anything, so I don't know what to like type and look for. Um, the Talk for a minute while I search. Or not. I don't hear anybody.
Who are you trying to hear?
Oh, I was just saying, why don't you guys talk for a minute while I search for this QR code thingy to
Okay.
see if
Oh,
I can
sorry.
find out
Yeah,
who makes
I
it.
can get
What's up,
I can get into talking. I'm a little shy because I don't know how the volumes are. That what's that? That's
Jose?
green.
If I send you
Fast
this,
Fred.
you will go. You
Fast
will
Fred.
be able to play faster.
What's that?
It is a very interesting thing where this thing, it's felt, you know,
You are
cotton.
showing me nothing because the green screen.
Oh no. Let's back that out for you. Here, dun, dun, dun. Oh, fucking hell. Video off, and I have to get
Easy,
back
see the
to
chat.
this
See the
somewhere.
chat, easy.
Yeah, you have to see this because what it is, it's basically a mineral oil, uh, you know, string lubricant, and it's actually makes it so the strings aren't so sticky. It probably doesn't work so great on, and you probably don't want it on your nylon strings, but on metal strings, it
Mm.
uh, makes it so you can just change positions much faster, much easier. They don't, you know, your strings aren't sticking anymore. So, yeah,
Mm.
it was just sitting next to the computer, so I had to show it to you.
Oh, that's
Nice.
pretty
Oh,
interesting.
and Jose, I appreciated that share to try and get the DGen, but I clicked right over and they were already sold out.
Oh,
So
I
they
was
went
I was
fast.
able to get one for me and one for Vanessa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I jumped it
Score.
super fast. Yeah, man. If that work, I duplicated
Dude.
$40 into
Yeah,
80, and
totally.
I think what are your thoughts on Degen? Like you give me my first Degen tip, and I had weeks on Forecaster. I don't get nothing, and now I realize that Degen worth money, and
Yeah.
how do I cash out that stuff?
It so DGen, I believe, um, like people will tip you, right? But then you don't actually get those tips in your wallet until like the end of the month or the tip cycle or something. So you'll have it to be able to cash out or send like at the end of that cycle. Like I right now I have I think it was 450 that I could tip per cycle and I tipped it all out. So I think at the beginning of next month I'll have another allotment. But I went and I got like after seeing and I should have before I could have 100x'd it or whatever, but I just didn't. And so, you know, DJ got up to a penny and I was like, you know what, screw this, I'm throwing in a few dollars. And I didn't actually throw in dollars. I had a little bit of random coins on an old wallet, and so I just did like $20 of a swap with
Aha,
one thing, twenty
yeah.
dollars with a swap of something else. So I'm $40 into DGen, and I think it's gonna
Hmm.
go way, way. I mean, it'll probably drop. People because people have been getting it for free, and all of a sudden, if you have 100,000 DGen, it's worth like 10 grand or $1,000 or whatever that
Yeah.
is. So people are gonna take profits, and it'll drop, and then I'll buy more because I think as long as Warpcast and Farcaster stick around, and there's DGen getting worked into other platforms now too. I think that Dracula new app and stuff. Um, if Warpcast sticks around, and I think it's going to, then DGen, you know, it's not very crazy to think that in a year from now, DGen would be at $1.
Yeah, if we want to degen a little, I have maybe some alpha because
Okay.
7 minutes, well, not 7 minutes now because 7 minutes, well, 42 minutes ago, Saku on Colinks shared this message that I just sent, and he is telling to his colleagues, people, to see the crash, to enjoy the crash. So I went
Ah.
so I went into Warpcast, right? And I found this Boeing 747 channel where they talk about airplanes, but actually it's a meme token,
Right.
and they are selling this meme token. It's on Uniswap, it's on Base, and it's super cheap. So I don't know. I just don't know if I
I
will have.
think I saw. I think I
Hmm.
saw Crash. There's a on Warpcast right now. You can go over there, and there's a lot of posts that say, you know, somebody, you know, like they're launching their meme coins. You can like sign up for the airdrop by retweet or recasting and tagging them and like putting in your wallet. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of degen out on over there. But you know, a lot of those tokens will just disappear. Some might get up to $1 million market cap and then people dump, or, you know, a lot of these are very small market caps still. A couple of them will probably stick around. In fact, I made a list today when I was listening to NFT Live, and I had maybe already had a couple things on there, but let's see, where's my, it was, Friend Pet shot way up. I had been thinking about getting that for a while. Not Friend Tech, but their little token Friend Pet that they launched. I wish I had got in when I thought, oh, maybe they won't fail and that'll like stick around, even though Friend Tech might not. Chad token, obviously Degen, Riku, Blue, Perps, RAR, and then there's like Mochi and Toshi, Pac Moon. Those are all some that I've been hearing about and got onto my list. And then also I'm interested in AI tokens, but the only big one I know of, and it's already run way up, but might have a lot more, would be the Tau. Tau for AI. I forget much about them, but yeah. So looking into stuff like that for degen and out some.
Yeah, I don't know how will it work if it happens like on Steemit chain. They will go up and up and up, and then the bull market will eat them all. The bear market, sorry. So, and you will feel that they will get stable and they will fall. If that's the same process happening again here, and there are still some tries on Hive to create layer 2 tokens through this like social way, and some of them works similarly to the ones that I'm seeing on Warcaster. You can tip them, or you can use them to trigger bots that can give you certain data, or that can trigger certain memes, or you name it. Depends on the code, but it's open source as well.
I saw what looks like is getting a little popular over there too, was like I think it's pork or something. And if you leave like the emojis of a little ham, you'll get tipped. I didn't sign all the way up for that one because I'm super cautious about where I connect and stuff like that. So I'm not always necessarily willing to take a risk on a meme token. But if it's from, you know, if you kind of feel like, okay, this has some legitimacy, you know, 10,000 other people are in there and some of the people that I know are in there, then it's a little easier for me versus something like this little like pork token or whatever I saw. And I was like, I don't know anybody that's really in this.
Sorry, I got into Warpcast too deep. I just don't get it. And
yeah,
pork is.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, pork is actually a forked Pepe, and it's a poly, P-U-P-A-U-L-Y, poly meme token. And
yes,
you know, if you love poly, you love poly. If you hate poly, you hate poly. But God, actually, I haven't talked to Binks lately. If you actually held on to any Pepe, what a run. Crazy what Pepe has done over the last month.
Really nice. Yeah, I finally got in. I did another, like, I had missed all the Pepe, and kind of my thought was this was created by like kind of randos. It wasn't made by the Pepe community. So is the Pepe community kind of rail against it, or will they eventually join and support? I think it's kind of more the join and support vibe. And I mean, obviously, a lot more people than just like you know, the Pepe art community are in on this token now. No, Pepe. Right. And I was trying to find, it wasn't that pork token. There was another one. Maybe it was ham. Trying to see. Yeah, I mean, exactly, right? It could have been ham instead of pork. Let me see. Maybe if I go to degen in Warpcast, I'll see some of those little hammies. Anyways, if you see a bunch of little hams across, that would be the one. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of craziness. Oh, I'm seeing more. If you cast gets 420 likes. Oh, I'm John. Okay. I thought I saw another one of those like mint this and get degen.
Yeah,
Yeah, lots of
I
cool
think
haven't
stuff
they
seen
going on
did
these
there.
these
4x.
tokens.
No.
I,
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Pepe
these
did a
tokens
4x
passing
in the
through,
last
but
month. Yeah.
having the time like to check them out, like. Oh, and about Pepe, I'm not really aware. I still don't ape in. You know where I'm aped in, guys, and having a quite a interesting run. The name is DC Havoc. Then D Zeta HB. DZHB es sin. Lo que pasa es que no lo sé
Mm-hmm.
decir en letras.
DC, DZ, what did you say? De, Zeta, what was it?
HDZHB de vaca.
HD,
I will.
ZD, okay, yeah, type it in. Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention and also looking at like 3 different screens.
DC Havoc. So I'm going to send everything so you can check it out. I will tell you how have been for me these last 2 months. Or I think it's not even 2 months. I think it's like 1 month. Because I joined to the project the second day it launched by Miracle, and I bought the token. I had like $30 to ape in. I said like, okay, I can risk this $30. I'm not going to fill them. I'm going to put them here. And the token at the next day went to $60. And
Nice.
this is not a meme token. Far as I see, is one dev project trying to launch a blockchain using languages that are like more uh, deep than Solidity, like all past languages. Like he is going through a more complex root line that you cannot do with Solidity. So what he's doing is that he's thanks to the process he's taking, he's like having cheaper transactions, right? So the token went again to my point, where the point I bought. Then in what it went super down. But the thing is that I see this developer like being really vocal about what he's doing. But I see that a lot of people is treating the coin as a meme token. But if he delivers what he says he wants to deliver, this token can go up. So I put those $30 right now. I have like 41, 49. It's getting into that point again. But I just have it there because I'm, I'm I just had those $30, and I think that if it goes good, it can be a great trade. So yeah,
When you
check it out.
find, yeah, when you find something that you're like, wow, this tech really makes sense to me. This idea seems really strong. I mean, that's, Bitcoin, for example. But like a project that you really think has potential, it's worth riding that out. A project that is a true meme coin, if you've got in and doubled your money the next day, it might be worth just cashing that out. Although you might miss a huge ride up, but you just doubled your money. So it's interesting. I think people are going to be, with the meme coin craze, like people are going to kind of be treating other tokens that aren't meme tokens in that way. I don't know. It's an interesting new part of the culture. I mean, PFPs weren't a thing in crypto art until they were. It was a whole crazy social experiment that's still going on, right? Um, so meme coins, this kind of real meme coin summer that we're having, the birth of whole economies, isn't going away, but there's going to be fast and loose money here for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, and I got you. If I was like fastest in my decision, I will sell at $60 when my token went double, and then I will bought in the down line when it went
Yeah, like
super
that's
down, and
Oh
then it went
yeah,
up, and I will make like $300 of my trade
that's the
already.
play. Yeah.
Yeah, but I never did that before, and this is like my first experiment. But I think it's somehow uh, not as risky as a meme token, because every time that the developer sends a message, there's a
Token goes up.
token goes up, and this is not a token that is being still like widely discussed. Well,
Mm-hmm.
so far I think that right now it might be, but something that is interesting is that every time that somebody appears telling the developer is doing something bad or wrong, or that this is not, I don't fully get this or that, the developer answers through his
Nice.
personal account, and he always has a point, and then the people never answer to him again. And
Of
uh,
course.
even that I don't understand the technical language they handle, is like, okay, even one of the things I saw, like one of the arguments somebody used to, like, how do you say, diminish him, was that the theory he was using already was given by somebody in 2020, and he was like, bitch, that is my blog. That person is me.
That's
So
hilarious. People just like to go out and complain and tear down other people so that they can feel powerful, especially online where you're hidden behind a screen and they don't know your name. And so of course those people don't respond when they are told, "Look, you just tried to call me out by saying someone else did it when it was my article." Like, of course they didn't even read the name on the article. "Oh, someone else did this." Like, that's kind of the trolling atmosphere for sure. But that's super interesting that he's using a different I wonder, do you know what the language is, or
no, but if you go to his Discord, you will see um, suggestion channel. You can ask everything, and they have a lot of people who like get the stewards of the community, and they will
Mhm.
always like point you out where the things are. And I did my own questions. I told him like, hey, now that the super chain got this super cheap transactions, does really your project it's worth anything? And he got me a big question, a big answer that got me saying that it does, because it was not only something about like maybe the daily transactions, but all the minting process. I don't fully get what he was talking about, but one thing I got interesting about the project is that if you see USDT, you will see a different contract for any change, right? Are you aware of that?
USDT?
For example, USDT. If you go USDT Polygon, is not the same maybe as USDT Avalanche.
Okay, yeah, yeah, right.
Is
Because yeah, those
okay.
chains wouldn't need a different contract unless maybe you're just unless you built it in a way to where at least on EVMs on Ethereum you could have the same contract maybe now with
Yeah,
Base, Poly, but that's newer.
yeah.
That wasn't always like
The
that.
the interesting about this project is that his contract is the same contract for any chain, because of
Wow.
the way they create it. So it's the same contract on all the chains, but there's an internal arbitrage happening that you can get juicy things if you have the money and the
And the time,
assertivity.
yeah.
I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to show you the data. So right now, the same token has different values on different chains. The cheaper
Right.
is Avalanche with 0.012, and the highest is Ethereum with 0.021.
Wow, that's a pretty big arbitrage. Although you have to be then paying gas for your trades on ETH, so you'd have to put in a couple grand, I think, to make it worthwhile. But then you'd be making hundreds of bucks just off
Yeah,
buying on Avalanche, selling on ETH, buying on Avalanche, selling on ETH. When those arbitrages have the bigger
yeah,
gap, but you do need some funds to do that because of
yeah,
gas
yeah,
and these other issues.
yeah, yeah. So if you go up and you see the historic, on Ethereum went to 0.4, and on Avalanche went like 0.1 still.
Whoa. Yeah,
So
that's some major arbitrage.
I saw that happening. I was like, I don't understand nothing. I was just
Right?
seeing it.
Shit.
I was just
I
seeing
wish
it.
I could do this.
I was just saying it, yeah. So I'm sorry that I didn't share this before, but I was
Oh,
cautious
all good.
because
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I put $30. I saw this happening, and now that I have 1 month seeing this stuff, I want to tell you, in 8 days they will habilitate the breaches. I don't know what that
Okay.
means, but a lot of people wants to put liquidity inside once that starts, or they are speculating that the token will pump even to $1. Of course,
Nice.
all of this is speculation, but I want you
Of
guys
course.
to check it out because I think it's interesting. If he does what he says he will do in 8 days, that means a pump.
Nice. You got the alpha here, folks. Not financial
Yeah,
advice. Now go ape
non-financial
in and make $1
advice.
million.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, non-financial advice, but the discussion have been really interesting. Of course, you will see a
That's
lot of.
really interesting.
If you go to their Telegram chat, the developer only delivers information, so you will have everything
Okay.
like stacked. Let me see if I can find the Telegram
Yeah,
to
I'd
show
be
you.
interested in the Telegram. My Discord is just too full, but I could probably squeeze into another Telegram.
Okay, looks like it's interesting because they have been somehow like growing. So now I see they have both a Telegram chat and just a Telegram announcement channel. So suit
Cool.
yourself. Yeah. Here's their LinkedIn. So there's more information there. And if you have a friend that can help us to understand the information better, uh,
Oh, that'd be cool to have like a really like a dev look at it that understands maybe more than one
yeah,
language so they could at least parse it out, even if they can't
yeah,
explain it all. They could be like, oh, there's this benefit to that language, or there's this drawback. Like it would be great to have a
yeah,
dev's point of view on this for sure. It sounds really interesting. Like if he's building with a different language because it actually scales, like whatever base and these new side chains that are supposed to like meet the demand and be all faster and cheap, they're all having issues anytime there's something big that happens on them, because they're actually, even though they say like, oh, we're built to scale,
yeah,
they're actually not.
yeah.
Blockchain is not fast enough for
The only
major,
thing, the
you know
only thing, it's a red flag to me is that, and it's also one of the features they are selling as part of the blockchain, is that they have this thing that is called proxy contracts, or I don't know the name, but
proxy contracts.
the thing is that they can change the contract. The thing is that the developer is doing that to solve what you just said, that is to compete with upcoming blockchains that will see
Hmm.
him as the example and will update and or anything. So I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I mean, honestly, the newer contracts on a handful of chains are updatable, and that gives the artist or musician or whoever is in control of that contract more flexibility to be able to add on or fix a problem or whatever. So, it's not like he's the only one that has smart contracts that can now be, changed or edited or have additions put in.
Yeah, that's interesting to know. But yeah, right now the 24-hour volume looks like it's. Oh no, this is in a
Oh,
C. C. No,
what's the market cap though? I'd be
the,
interested to know that.
let me check the. Yeah, I had that in another screen in Dead Screener. Do you know that page?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I didn't know that, but I have some friends that they do trading here on Spanish, and they told me, dude, if you found something interesting, let me know. So I told my friend about this page, and he sent me that screener. So this is what he uses to check tokens. So I can screen share with you guys if you want to check it out.
Cool. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So here is that screener, and well, it's a screen. You will see a lot of tokens. I think that you will see all of them, and you can see them in flags of 4 hours, 1 hour, 1 minute, or more, up to 3 days, 1 week, 1 month, 1 day. So here you can see like the token process. And
Yeah, that was the dip to buy right there.
I bought here, around here.
Not bad, just after the first candlestick up.
Yeah. So I'm just holding it because if the price goes to $1, it's like I don't even have to see the chart. But here you can see the market cap at the moment, and before I bought, it was the same. But after that, I think it went to 7 million, to 10 million, to yeah. I don't know to how much it went, but it was super high, and people were speculating that it can go to a $1 billion market, $100 billion market. I don't know. They were speaking stuff, but yeah, these numbers were quite high at that moment because people were super hyped about this. The thing is that the developer is only one dude, and he's doing a lot of stuff. If you check the Telegram, you will have less FOMO because he's actually being really vocal. But then you will see in the Discord a lot of people saying when Moon, when Lambo, you know how it
Of
is.
course.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah. But this is as safe as I can think. Easy. I have 1 month here. You cannot. You don't have to open tickets.
Thanks for sharing.
So
No, that's an interesting one for sure. Uh, we'll be taking a
yeah.
closer look at it.
What I think it can be interesting is the fact that it's a single contract for all different chains. I think that's something interesting because not even USDT has that. Like, and I thought of that as a standard. So I think makes of these things more like a standard. I think that is great for people to, use their tokens, do their marketings. I only see good things into having a single contract for all the chains you can have on the
Yeah,
at least on the EVM.
yeah. Has he talked about other contracts he's written? Has he come out with any tokens previously, or has he written contracts for any NFT projects we've heard about, or other token? Has he worked
Uh,
with other tokenomics or
I
something
I
like
think
that?
I think something happened. I think he worked on something before. Yeah, let me check here if he has something. Uh,
Well, man, we took a pretty good rabbit hole into the meme coins tonight. Oh, Dex Screener, yeah, I have heard of it. I just never used it before.
looks like yes, he was working on a different project, and looks like they are working on giving them an airdrop of this token so they can recap here because he was working on that project and something happened. Uh,
Mm.
Actually, you know what happened? This token was going to like Moon because the energy was super big, and if you see I'm still sharing my screen, right?
Yeah.
I don't see it here. Let me see. Here it is. So I think it was here. This is the moment where suddenly he deleted the Discord, and
Oh,
he created a new Discord, and he gives his reason why he did that. This is not the previous project Discord. What happened is that
okay.
he had a Telegram chat for DC Havoc. So he some community members of the Telegram chat, they decided to do a Discord channel, but was not something the developer itself was doing. So these people labeled themselves as the moderators. They created a shadow hierarchy, and the developer was not into the picture somehow. So these moderators were already asking them for like percentages, setting the things
It's
by
like a
themselves.
that's like a takeover, man.
It was a takeover. So what he did was that he deleted the project. He deleted the full channel. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, and he created this new one, and he explained it everything. I still decided to believe on him at that moment. That was like 5 days after creating the project, but he never like pulled it in, cashed out the money. They actually
Right.
locked in the tokens. So you know,
I mean,
I
yeah, you
was
can't have just random people basically representing your project with their own
yes,
Discord and stuff.
yes,
That's
yeah,
that's not
totally,
okay.
totally. So that was like a point in favor for the developer. I was like seeing like the thing. I already have been part of communities. That was a
Mm-hmm.
takeover. And I understand this is a single developer, so I'm thinking of him as a human being so far. So
Right.
his mental health, he must feel pushed.
Yeah, yeah.
Who knows? But he is still delivering. So uh, to me, it's up to wait. If he delivers in around 8 days, this rich stuff, people will be able to do arbitrage,
Mm-hmm.
like fastest. I think that is the thing people want to do, and the price will stabilize in all the chains. So
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, that's what he's doing. Okay, so he's gonna
sorry.
stabilize prices across chains. So you gotta get in your arbitrage like, in the next week or so, I guess. That's crazy. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't say that before. I was not seeing it as a
Opportunities abound. Yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
that's man, wow.
Hey,
I wish
if you
I had. Sometimes I wish I had just big bags to play with, and like just
yeah, man.
experiment with stuff like this and be like, okay, not like $20, like 5,000, 10,000 here,
Yeah,
because that turns into like millions, right? If you hit a win, not like turning
yeah.
20 into 100, and I'm like, woohoo.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I get you, and that's why that's the vision still you start having once you get like to this type of information. You see like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, if I had the investments, and yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, like if we start having wise investments, but for that, more than wise investments, to be honest, they are fast investments. If you
Mm-hmm.
are earlier in a project that has the right information, you will understand why it can move, and then you are actually betting. If you are not saying the technical analysis, it's not even a bet.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Educated,
I,
educated bet.
I saw the project, and I thought it might pump. If delivers things, it will go up from $1. It can go to 10 cents. It can go to, I don't know, 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? But then I see a lot of people talking about $1, $10, and I'm like, what? That's like what? I don't see it happening, but Solana is up like what? So
I
uh,
know,
I
and
don't know what to
it
believe.
like it's crazy. I think it's just the meme coins over there that it was the first kind of spot where they really hit, and I think that's why Solana's up. Right before all this, Solana shut down their blockchain again for like 10 hours or whatever it was. It didn't even affect the token price this time. Last times around, people were like, "Oh, that's not good if you can shut down a blockchain,"
That
and sold their
sounds,
bags. This
yeah,
time, people didn't even fucking care. So I don't know. Like
yeah. That
I
sounds
don't have
like,
any NFTs on Sol. I have a tiny little
yeah.
bag of Sol, and I'm probably about to sell because it was at like 180 yesterday or something. I was like, holy shit, I should cash out my couple little Sols.
Yeah, I think so because this must be an experiment to see how much how much people likes to be like into hot water till they notice they are being into the soup because
Yeah.
yeah. And here it is to give you more insight into what DC Havoc wants to bring to the table. So they say they are a multi-chain matching coded DeFi and GameFi ecosystem that's both upgradable. That's the proxy contract thing, and built using a new cross-chain Web3 library. It allows for seamless upgrades and integration of new features without disrupting user experience or requiring migrations to new versions.
Boom. Holy shit. Wait a minute. Just before you keep going, right there, that's huge. Do you know how horrible it is when a project is like, I'm sorry, guys, you're going to have to jump through 100 hoops and pay gas here and there and bridge over to here, or to get your tokens, you got to do all this work? No. You just,
Yeah.
an airdrop just comes to my wallet. I don't have to go claim it. First of all,
Yeah.
call that a claim, not an airdrop. Second of all, if a project shuts down or moves to a new chain, no, you move all the shit for me, not make me do it. Like, so those are just some pet peeves of mine. Please continue. This is interesting.
Interesting. Okay, nice to know from your background, AC. So the next question is like, uh, okay, this is another explanation. So they say that DC Havoc is an experimental, novel, and extremely gas efficient way to build a smart contract or a token. It is upgradable on the fly, and bespoke bridge is currently being made to allow for extremely optimized cross-chain bridging. Uh, what is the official token address of DC Havoc? The only token address is, and they have the contract. I'm going to drop this contract they have here on the chat.
Pretty cool. I mean, we could all do with less gas fees. I mean, you get used to it. It's kind of a, here's one thing I will say. I think the gas fees that come with Ethereum are kind of going to be the spam filter. So Ethereum won't have a bunch of shitty NFTs that get airdropped into your wallet anymore because gas is going to be higher there. Where the gas is free and cheap, people will mint way more stuff, send way more stuff. So I'm super chain agnostic. I don't mind having like a chain that I know I'm going to get a bunch of spam NFTs on. But I'd also like to have the spot that's a little cleaner. And yes, I have to pay more for that stuff, but there's kind of that filter
Yeah.
built, that economic filter kind of. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think that they should create a contract that somehow allows you to accept the transaction before, like for yourself to be the third party before receiving something, and in that way you will cancel.
Yeah.
You know, please. This is
Fuck,
being
Jose,
recorded.
can you write that up? Like, like
No.
that's a great idea. We need to be able to sign a signature for an acceptance unless it's a trusted contract or trusted wallet. Say I hold a cyber broker in my account. Then a cyber broker, somebody could gift it to me. I'd be happy with that. But since I don't hold your shitty Win 5000 Shiba NFT in my wallet, you can't just send it to me. You'd have to try, and I'd have to accept or reject with a signature. That would be a lifesaver.
Yeah. Yes. I just put it into the Easy Money thread.
Nice.
And I tag you. Yeah, because yeah, why not? I mean, if you are creating a lot of technology and stuff, why this is not a super fast possibility for you to be the third party? I mean, you grab Binance structure and you copy paste the centralized part into the into the user, you know, and well, that's it basically.
Awesome. Love these sessions.
Let's check it out more about this token. See if we can pop up more popcorn of this.
All right.
Okay, so what makes DC Havoc unique in terms of programming? So it says, unlike most smart contracts that are written in languages like Solidity, DC Havoc is written in EVM bytecode. You tell me. This low-level hardware-specific language, I don't know what I just said, provides more direct control over hardware. optimizing performance and efficiency for critical code parts, which means easy.
So, I mean, I guess that it'll work better with, like, we won't have as many issues with MetaMask and our browser. If it's working better with hardware, then your ledger or external hardware wallets will function better with it. I mean, I'm no dev. I've sat in on plenty of dev calls, so I can kind of parse a little bit of what it might mean. But I mean, that's my take from it is that we're going to have better integration with more devices.
I just saw Felens down with the hand above. I'm so sorry, I was on the other Discord. So if you have any input you wanna share, uh, yeah, you are already on
He
stage, man.
had a yeah, he had a computer issue. I saw that in the chat. And also, what was the
Oh,
other? You had done a little trade the other day. What was that? That was for it looked good. Oh, you exchanged some Soul for Atlas. Yeah. Star Atlas. What was the other one? Illuvium. There's a couple that have been around forever, forever. And I mean, if they ever actually do something, like they put out the game they've been promising forever, and it's super dope, they will go
Mm.
up.
Absolutely, and
interesting.
what I was noticing that Soul had run so hard. I mean,
Yeah.
not only was it it was like 180. Of course, it's gone up.
Is it? Oh, is it?
190.
Oh, it's up. Oh
Yeah,
shit! I think I'm gonna swap tonight.
yeah,
Because I was thinking the same. I was like,
Let
what token hasn't shot up? It's like, I don't know, Gala, or just not necessarily Gala, but like a little gaming token or something like that. That is like a large company, but their token's still small, or a big game that's going to be coming out. Illuvium, Shrapnel, any of those. I'm looking at
yeah.
like take my soul and swap into some Shrap, into some Illuvium, or like you just did, into Star Atlas. Good play, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm
Well,
still,
indeed.
Star Atlas Maxi. See what happens. But I've slowly, I don't have any like, uh, large scale. I think I have a medium sized ship. That's like the biggest that I've got. But
Right on.
no, no, you know, retirement fund in it. But
Right.
there
I
are
kind of
some.
miss. I kind of miss Star Atlas. I think I might have, unless I'm confusing it with something else, I might have like a little planet or something. I have to go check.
Yeah, you had to be on top of the exchange of posters because you were in Grow Your Base, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think I had an NFT that I didn't know, but it went up to 15,000 like value, and then of course it was down to like $100 by the time I had like realized all that. And it was either a Star Atlas planet, or I'm trying to remember what the other one was maybe. But yeah, I may have missed the boat if I had to, like I was saying earlier, if I have to fucking go and
Yeah.
exchange this to that and swap this to that, no, fuck you. I bought an NFT on the blockchain. It's supposed to be forever. Like that's why
Yeah.
I bought it, because you're like, yeah, this is immutable. It's never going anywhere. All you do is you put it in your wallet and it's going to be worth more later. Like obviously that's not real, but the immutable shit on the blockchain is supposed to mean something. So yeah, I probably lost my planet.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff with Star Atlas that you had to pay attention to do the exchanges, and
Hmm.
yeah, in
Well,
fact,
fuck that.
I missed the
That's stupid.
opportunity to stake early Atlas along with their Star Atlas DAO, which is Polis, and so they've got your governance token as well as the in-game token, which
Hmm.
Atlas is, and so it's an interesting time because they're like 2 years behind already, but
Yep.
because they're just plugging away. I see it. So, and that's, I live in a little sheltered world. These other tokens, really, I've been spanked a few too many times to,
Hmm.
go into these random tokens. And also, the thing that we need to look out for in the U.S. is that a lot of these, you know, dexes and whatnot are not U.S. friendly, right? And so
True.
whether or not we want to, just chance it, quote unquote, or whatever it looks like, depends on what exchange we need to go to actually get into them. And so there've been a few moments where luckily there are safeguards with some dexes that say if you're in the U.S., you're unable to do this transaction, you're blocked actually.
Right.
And
Yep.
so, but otherwise, uh, man, some of the things that I was chasing after with Mike, Smart Digital Payments. I
SDP.
tried to get into Tomy. I tried to get into what was it D race? I forget the horse racing one.
Oh,
And
Zed.
no, it was something else. Dang, I can't remember. But I had to get into these wallets, and I couldn't make the exchange, or else at the time everything was $100 to $200 to move $20, right?
Right. Yeah,
And
yeah, totally.
in
And you're
fact,
like, oh, I have to be in the Bahamas to even access this freaking site.
yep, and I have this Tomy wallet now that I still have the NFT. It cost me $150, but I never converted. I was unable to, and it's timing wise too. I just was too much of a noob at the time to actually make the conversions, and I went through 2 or 3 of those where I just, yeah, I'm a little, that and
Well,
the great B20.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck people. I'd like to get in the ring with him. Yeah. There's definitely many times where it's like you miss out because it doesn't make sense to send $20 worth of assets for $100 because it's a very low probability that $120 is ever going to be worth more than that. Maybe that
Yeah.
1 in 100 chance where it's worth $1,000 or $10,000, but it's like, how many of those are you going to do and just lose your 120? And we don't all of us here, unfortunately, don't have a lot of 120s to lose. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then yeah, if you're having to either sign in from a VPN or travel to another country to access a wallet, that's a little bit of a problem too.
Yeah, I actually picked up like 10,000 page DAO, and
Sick.
uh, I was able to stake 3,500 of it. And there was something I fucked up somewhere, and I have like 1,500 like stuck somewhere because
Oh damn.
I didn't want to pay the extra $100 in. I mean, it was more expensive to do the move than it was worth, right? And so
Right. Yeah.
I still have like 5,000 in a wallet somewhere, and
Huh.
so basically, uh,
Well,
the
Page is
3,500
going
is,
on up.
yeah, I
One day
know.
that might be worth moving.
Uh, I'm gonna. What I have to do is backtrack. They had the instructions on how to do it, do the staking originally. So I have to
Hmm.
find that, and I'll be able to find which. You know, I don't think it was in Uniswap. It was in
Oh,
some
if it
other
was a early
Holly.
early staking, it would have been on Tosdis, TOSDIS.
Yeah, probably.
So
Okay.
check that one. Those were the fuckers that rugged us. Like we had like 12 awesome NFT communities that were all getting like, whatever, some 100,000 tokens or whatever. And then I guess they approached and they like wanted to be the trading decks we were on, kind of a newer decks, and we're like, "Oh, that's cool. We're be able to get on this decks and like kind of, it is newer, so there's not as much action, but we'll be one of the things there, so we'll get eyes on us." And then as soon as it picked up, and it did start to pick up, like we're having positive price motion. Soon as it was up a bit, they dumped everything, and basically that was like the first, like axe to the page tree. But it's grown back strong now.
So do you think I can still get in there?
Yeah, yeah. They didn't. I don't think they could just disappear with all I mean, I don't think they did a whole like just disappear with all the assets. They rugged us, That's for sure.
Right.
I'm not sure if they're still around. I think so.
Well, I'm gonna poke around.
Yeah, poke.
Poke. I think wasn't it on Polygon?
Or
So Felons is
yes,
a
it'd be
page DAO whale.
it would be Polygon on Toastdis, I believe. And if you had earlier page, even earlier on ETH, oh, maybe you're talking about the earliest ETH. That would be on Uniswap, but it's like V1 or V2. So
Right.
you'd have to go to Uniswap and like go back into like the older, like Explore
Time.
V2. We're having quite a
Uniswap.
technical after
Uniswap.
party here.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I'll poke around some more. Yeah,
Yeah.
Toscus doesn't have anything for me, so I'm gonna fucking get out of
Okay,
it.
then it must have been the ETH that even before that, it would have been the first drop of page before it went to Poly would have been the ETH drop. I still have a little bit on of Ethereum page staked in Uniswap. I believe it is a V2, so you're probably in that pool.
Wow.
Should we mix up the
Hey,
vibe
guys.
into some tunes?
Let's do it.
Yes.
I've been
Yes,
practicing
let's
for
do
my
it. But
gigs. Do it.
before getting musicians, here is
Yeah,
the
one
roadmap
last
of
thing.
DC Havoc. Here's the roadmap of DC Havoc in a single image, and I want you all to share that the total supply is 1 billion, and they are keeping 5% to experiment different ideas, such as adding one-sided DC Havoc liquidity to the upcoming GameFi mechanics, as a whole host of other options. So I don't know. It can be interesting even for the long term if games starting to appear into DC Havoc later.
Yeah.
But that is about thinking too long term. I don't know. But you got the vision, guys. If you think this can go into gaming and things like gaming, imagine the idea of having all these 5% of liquidity there to the use if we already are like whales here. But I don't know. That's just speculating. Let's go to music, please, for my mental health.
That's pretty cool. 1 billion, that's not a huge amount. Like that's a nice smaller kind of capped token. So
I'm
yeah, let's
sorry.
get into music, but this was cool.
Which token again? I was noodling
The
elsewhere.
DC the Havoc one was
Oh,
it
right.
Check
D
the live chat, Felons. In live
yeah,
chat,
DZHP.
I sent. Yeah, you
I
have the
actually
Discord and you have
went to
a
that
LinkedIn.
link tree and I clicked on their website, the .io, and Chrome flagged it as high risk.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I mean it
I have
it,
the same
it
page
could
and
be
didn't
could
do
be
it
that they
for me
flag
though.
stuff that's like crypto
Yeah.
even.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, honestly, one of the biggest problems we have right now is MetaMask, fucking crying wolf, fake flagging every freaking transaction I do on Polygon. So then I start to not think the red lines in the message are important because you're telling me every transaction is dangerous. And then when a dangerous one comes up, that warning is worth nothing. So these are the things Easy Money wants to approach and hopefully, get a handle on.
Right. Okay, well.
Yeah.
But let's
What was the
vibe it.
name of the tool that? Yeah, let's do music. Let's do music.
Right on.
Can Felons set the stage, please?
Oh,
That'd be good. That'd be good.
at the stage, man. How can I resist being called to set the stage, my friend? Okay, here we go.
Woohoo!
It's even in tune. What the fuck is this?
It's a good night.
I don't need the computer, that's for sure. Here we go. Let's try that again. All right, here we go. So this is just the mic off my my Mac. So it sounded good in the past, so I'm going with it. So for any that don't know what the song is called, it's called "Setting the Stage." or my friend, comrade, compadre, compadres even. Yeah, everybody.
And the
Great,
stage
thank you so
is
much.
set.
Yeah, man, that's just give me so much great vibes. I just love that song. It just says too much without words.
My pleasure. In fact, what's funny, when we were, you might have seen my text about, somebody saying words. What are words anyway? So I went, words no longer matter, and I remembered. Well, actually, I released a song back in 2009, 2010, called. Words No Longer Matter, and it was sung by the drummer from a band I was, pretending to be a bassist in. And so this guy, Lou Rodriguez, phenomenal drummer that, gave a shot at being a front man. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a cool tune. But anyway, glad to open things. So please, Jose, bring it in. And I do
Let me
have
know.
a couple more songs I'd love to play as part of the set that I'm going to be doing, or sets rather, for the one gig for Binks's Astro Fest, as well as my slot for the actual NFT, NFT NYC slot that I got on Friday the 5th. So yeah.
Woo! So happy
Yeah.
to know that you guys are going to throw a party on April 2, right?
Yes. I mean, Binks has put so much effort into putting it together. So many starts and stops, fits and twists. I mean, talk about persistence and just maintaining vision. Major, hats off, creds, flowers. Should we add anything else there, Easy? For what she's
Cheers.
trying. Yeah.
Some champagne.
Yeah, well, we'll serve her some for sure. But I mean,
Yeah,
blood, sweat, and
no,
tears
biggest
going
shout
into
out
it.
freaking in the world.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Whoop whoop.
You got echo.
We are the farmers of no winter's land, settling the fire of love. We are the farmers of no winter's land, sending the fire of love. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, donde el invierno no existe, se derretirán tus penas, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión. Tenemos las semillas, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Semilla para el despertar. Que tenemos la semilla, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. We are the farmers of no winter's land, sending the fire of love. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad. El invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la vida y el calor. Viene el sol radiante desterrando oscuridad. El invierno solo existe para agradecer al sol. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta de la magia y el amor. Cierra el círculo, disfruta de la orquesta del cacao y el sabor. Cierra el círculo y disfruta de la orquesta del yoguito y la visión. Tenemos las semillas, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Semilla para el despertar. Que tenemos la semilla, corazón. Vamos levantando una oración que la disponga a germinar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Sonido para el despertar. Aquí estamos los sembradores, cuidadores de la tierra, transmitiendo todo el fuego que se encuentra en las semillas de la unión.
Woohoo! Antigua!
How was the microphone? Because I'm feeling like uncomfortable having it like this close, you know.
Oh, well, it sounded good, but if you need, I mean, we want you to be comfortable, definitely. So get yourself comfortable and then give us a little audio check, and we'll let you know how it sounds when you're good and comfy. I just dropped a link in the chat. I only had 2 of them. It is for like free 20 fast codes for when you're traveling in the paradigm. If you know what I'm talking about, you are playing the new Cyberbrokers Paradigm Found, and this is a pretty sweet score. I think you can do like 1 claim a day or something. It's the first time I've seen anything like this. So I thought if anybody here had jumped in and started playing, if you own Cyberbrokers and Mechs and any of that, then you should be playing because it's really dope. And they just dropped it like a week ago or something. I'm deep in there already, degenning out. But there's some fast codes for you, just in case. I would say don't take it if you're not planning on playing, though, because you want to have a real player get those. Although you don't have to be...
What did you just say it, Easy? Because you told me to get comfy.
Yeah. So
and my audio interface went down. Yeah.
In the chat, I dropped a link. Now, I received 2. I sent one to Elbow because we played together, kind of worked together on this kind of stuff. We've been like sharing our journeys of Paradigm. But I dropped the other one here in the chat in case anybody has started playing
The cyber brokers kind of unveiled their world. It's still pretty early, like in beta or whatever, but it's pretty cool. It's really fun. It's more like kind of text-based, like you read and then you go on missions and then you choose like one like out of a couple options what you're gonna do. Um, and there's travel involved, and so to travel to a new world, like it'll take like, I mean, it's perfect for me because I'll say like travel to this world. Okay, I've got a half an hour or an hour or 20 minutes before it gets there. I'll go do some work for that time and then come back and check in and do the next little mission. But there's fast codes that you can use for fast travel. So instead of 20 minutes, it'd be like a minute or whatever. I've pretty much been very sparing on using any of those because they're limited, but this is basically a code to where whoever gets that gets 20 fast codes, and I think I might get 22, something like that. So if you plan, and also, I'm pretty sure, and in fact positive, that you don't actually need a cyber broker or a cyber broker's mech or anything like that to play. All you have to do is go and create your character. They're called zeros if you don't have like the cyber broker or mech, but you just create your like little character and you can start doing these missions, and it's gonna be a whole economy. I'm pretty sure Josie Bellini is gonna kill it with this and her whole team. So yeah, if you plan on playing, or especially if you're already playing, that's a valuable little click claim there.
That's all I can say.
Love that train.
I just tried to create my account and verify, but I think that the code maybe was already used because
Ooh.
I get the
Oh.
mail and I get the verify link and it doesn't triggers nothing.
Let me see,
So,
because yeah, there were
I don't
two
know.
codes.
Because
Maybe
I
I
received
copied the same link. Give me a sec. Let's see, how do I get back to that little code window? Where was it? Where was it? It kind of just popped up and it said you have two codes to share, or two people can use it, one or the other. I'm looking. It's a little confusing. There's a lot in this game. Where was it? Was it profile? Was it in the HUD? Elbow, if you know where to navigate to see that, put it in the chat. Yeah, it might. I swear, it definitely said here's two claims or two codes, but I'm not finding it now. I kind of FOMO'd into it real quick and like copied and then jumped out of there. I will, next one I get, or when I find it, Jose, I'll shoot you one.
Woo. By the way, guys, if you are not at Colinks, let me know to give you a referral code. If you are already there, let's give each other and let's share stuff there. I actually think, easy, if you start sharing things about the concert, I can give you
Yeah.
some gifts there.
Cool.
And yeah, that means something.
Hey, I hate to say
Yeah.
this, but now you're too loud. You're breaking up there.
Oh, yeah, that's the issue.
Check your levels, my bro.
I started
Let me know.
on Colinks. I gotta add it to my it's hard to sometimes.
Now,
Oh, daily Sybil
it's
share.
great.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I can only do one per day. That's why it said that. Okay. Share this link with your friends. The first two to click the link will receive 20 fast codes for each claim. So I guess somebody else in the Discord, maybe Trislet is playing and he got to it before and didn't mention,
Yep. I was about to say.
but
Somebody got it before Jose.
I did tag him because
Oh, well,
I
life
kind of
is
thought
like
he'd be in
this,
World.
just sometimes
I'm just
do
gonna
it.
start
I'll-
playing. You guys
I get more tomorrow.
busy with all that crap.
Yeah, we said that we were going to start playing.
Bye.
that,
Woohoo!
words no longer matter without the words.
Yeah, I think that we
Love it.
we didn't understand nothing on the name, right? We still don't understand nothing. Yeah, thank you, Felens.
It was perfect.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
fun. It was fun and madness.
It was maddening. What?
Madness. From my side. But then the music appeared, and then all got sense again.
So I'm gonna play one more tune and call it for the night. I'll hand it over to you. How's that? Because I'm kind of in the zone. What I've done for these gigs, I'm actually playing it with slightly different tuning. I've started to play that tune and another one with capo on 2, and so getting it in a higher register instead of the original. It completely changes the. It's just a whole different vibe to the tune. So a little higher energy and stuff. And so I did the same thing with that tune called In Quieter Times.
Oh yeah.
So slightly different vibe there. This is the original tune. So tell me what you think of the vibe on this tuning.
But then if the token pumps, we can go richer.
that
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just
was
kidding.
hilarious. That was freaking hilarious.
I love that song so much. I just had to put the speakers so Vanessa can hear it because she's here but she's
Woo!
out there, you know. Yeah, I have to open the mic so we can hear it together. It was a vibe. We were just loving
Nice.
it. And I was
Yeah,
like, why you are
sometimes
going
you
to play
have to
only this
just
song?
play instead of trade, my bro.
Yep. Total the
Why
vibe.
why
Stay
why are
away
you
from FOMO.
why you why you are going to leave? Why you can play one more?
Okay. No, I didn't want to hog the mic, that's all. But yeah, I can play
He's a
some more.
working man.
You just
That
asked.
was
One
dope.
more. It was beautiful, and
Right
I
on.
just got like a really high like philosophy journey into the no needs of words, and I was like, man, hear this vibe, and I just said like, Vanessa, hear this, and I had to put the speaker. So yeah, please, 5 more
Yeah, and I
minutes.
think the higher pitch is really just bringing up the the value, I think, of the of the melody, and that's kind of the thing that's going to be very interesting. I think I'm going to have a little conversation with the audiences and say, hey guys,
Cool.
I've been told so many times that, well, for a song to be a song, it needs to have a melody. And so right now, all you're doing is strumming. And, that's kind of why I made the joke of being the felonious strummer. Because I'm breaking all the rules by just playing, I'm strumming, but, with a little arpeggiation in there too. It's like, why would I insult the audience to not come up with the melody for themselves, right? Because
There you go.
I'm giving you the vibe, you come up with the melody. I've
Yeah,
got the
Drum
yeah.
a
melody.
dum dum.
Vanessa just
I
said
like
here
the
that
higher tuning too.
Vanessa
Right on.
just said that you are not breaking no rules, but you are creating your own. I think that's why playing the metagame is about. You are finding how do you live in wellness. At the end, what is speaking through you is your spirit. So there is no like a measure for that unless you are trying to get into like the industry, which is never something real, you know. And your music is something real because when we hear it,
Yeah.
I can see even the credits at the end of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I just feel it, emotional, holistically. It has some fun, but also has like some like dark, like it's not always fun. It's also a good lesson. It has like a bridge or like a turnout. It has an intro and an ending, and it feels like complete. So yeah.
It's pretty like complete and technical for what you're saying about, like not necessarily getting a melody in there, but I always love your shit.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I make up for it with rhythm.
Yeah, and intricacy.
So let's turn the page.
Nice. With I hadn't realized it before, but with our special guest tonight, I just realized that turning the page is a great page down song because you're turning the page into millions.
Thoroughly. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Phenomenal.
Thanks so much. Yeah, you rock. I know you got a lot to do. Appreciate you coming and hanging like hours with us and then playing us tunes. Great vibes tonight. Much love.
Thank you. I'll keep on listening. I just I gotta feed myself too. It's
Yeah, understood.
You
It's
too, man.
it's eating times. I get it.
But hey, I'm here to stay. I just didn't want to hog the mic. That was my main comment earlier. But I'm here, and I'm gonna be listening to our compadre, the
Awesome.
musica.
Venezuelan the Venezuelan
Crew.
connection.
Yes. All right, man. Thank you for giving me a place to do this. This is so special
yeah.
for me. So
Pleasure is mine. I think I can
More
speak for
later.
everybody on that one. Sweet.
sweet.
Really happy about the love. And I just told Vanessa that I want to play some boss bass for you guys today.
Sweet.
Boss Bass is a group from Maracaibo State here in Venezuela, and they have the best music. They are like the best boy band ever. And the thing is that they are not like a boy band. They are indeed like the organic boy band. I don't know. Me parecen orgánicos dentro de lo que cabe, ¿sabes? I mean, it's like if ¿cómo es el nombre del pana que hizo la de Tarzán? It's like if Phil Collins duplicated itself by 5 and they speak only Spanish Caribbean and they sing like Phil Collins on different. It's like beauty, it's like beauty. I don't think I'm gonna do that like in that great. I'm just going to do it differently, Caribbean. But
Nice.
yeah, it's a must. They have won Grammys and stuff. They are pretty like worldwide, at least in Spanish. But yeah, I'm going to play a Christmas song that is really beautiful, and then I'm going to play like a teenager love song. Both are beautiful songs. So yeah. ¿Cómo se llega a Belén en burro o en piragua a ver al niño nacer? Al despuntar del alba el pesebre me inquieta, la ilusión me da vueltas que hacer. Quiero llevarle tal vez tejida una pijama dulce de coco de aquel que despeina el alma y un trompo de madera, papagayos y metras también, y ver sus ojos, cantarle a coro tonadas al rey, pero no hay modo, ni estrella clara que guíe mis pies, y no sé cómo se llega a Belén. Apretaditos los tres, seguros den las gracias, porque Chuchito al nacer saldrá con carcajadas. El pesebre me inquieta, la ilusión me da vueltas que hacer, y ver sus ojos, cantarle a coro tonadas al rey, pero no hay modo,
estrella clara que guíe mis pies. No sé, no sé cómo se llega a Belén. Here they change the tonality. I'm not sure how it goes, but that's the last part, so I'm going to stop it right there. That's a beautiful song of Christmas. It's like, I think it's pretty Catholic, but it's a beauty of a song. To me, it reminds me of Christmas. You know, it reminds me of joy. It talks about different toys here, and then yeah, it talks about the three magic grandparents. The three magic grandparents. I don't know how do you talk. How do you talk about the three magic grandparents of Jesus Christ on English? I think that's a good question. I don't know if you know what I'm
Oh,
talking
the
about.
three wise men?
The three wise men. Look, in how do I understand on Spanish we say is the three magic grandparents. So it's
That's
I
way
like it.
better. That's way, way better. The three magic grandparents. Oh man, I'd still be like going to church if they called it that.
Esin está diciendo que iría por la iglesia si lo llamaran así en inglés. Está bueno, está bueno. Oh, Vanessa says that is not the as he says the Wizard Kings.
Oh, even better. Oh my God. Can I
Even
come to your
better.
church? The
Yeah,
Wizard
sure.
Kings. Love it. Love it. Oh
Yeah.
man. That was a beautiful sounding tune, honestly.
Yeah, it's a beauty. I mean, I studied in a Catholic school, so we had like a choral, like a group of kids singing a chorus. And I remember that song, and I remember how beautiful it was because it's as I told you, they are like five. Phil Collins, like multiplied by five.
That's a lot of talent.
That's a lot of talent. It's like amazing. Now I'm going to sing a love song of them. I wish you can understand most of it, but they use a lot of Venezuelan slang. I usually don't use. You know, I'm not here speaking Venezuelan. Like, and my songs are more like neutral sometimes. At least they have pretty more like slang. I do think so. Yeah. This is El Farolito. Aún recuerdo el farolito de la esquina, tiernamente alumbraba mis mentiras. No tenía 16 como decía, era un niño en edad de golosinas. Me besaste ante la luna y mis dos primas, sonrojando hasta la ropa que tenía. Labios tiernos que mataban mi vigilia, se robaban los juguetes de esos días, los encuentros de fútbol con mis amigos. Los cambié por besos y unos cigarrillos. Yo fui un dios que hizo verano en tu mejilla, un astronauta entre tus pechos de Afrodita. Y van por dentro tus recuerdos, son estrellas que no paran de llover. This is a shorter version. They don't have all the lyric here, but the lyrics of this song is just so beautiful lyrics. I don't know if you were able to get some of it easy.
Just a little, yeah. I was also throwing a slang meme in the chat, so I was a little distracted for the first minute there.
Here I found the other part. Yeah. I'm going to sing the other part because it's a great song.
Lovely.
It has really great lyrics. I'm going to play this part in another page. Fuimos tarde a mirar la luz del día, se nos iba el tiempo en tanta tontería. Yo pintaba nuevas pecas a tu vientre, tú inventabas una forma de quererme. Conjugaba con Neruda y sus palabras un hechizo pa' que nunca te marcharas. Y lo hiciste sin aviso esa mañana en que el mundo fue el corral de mi desgracia. Y me juraste regresar algún verano. Al farolito juro me quedé pegado. Nunca un hombre te extrañó de esta manera. Nunca un niño te adoró de esta manera. Ay, niña linda, linda, me dejaste en los bolsillos triste aroma de besos y cigarrillos. Yo fui un dios que hizo verano en tu mejilla, un astronauta entre tus pechos de Afrodita. Pan por dentro, tus recuerdos son estrellas que no paran de llover. Tus recuerdos son estrellas que no paran de llover. Woo. Boss bass, really good band.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, they have their own brand. Their own brand. It's pretty cool the music they do. Let me see if I have another one of them here on their songs. I just remember those two, but I would love to see if I have another one.
Nice.
No. Yeah, but no, they don't have nothing here. I can sing a song. Hey, I have here at my side some advice of like suggestion of other songs, and they show me this group. The name of them is Caramelos de Cianuro, which mean ¿cómo sería cianuro en cyanide? Cyanide caramels.
Whoa, that
So
sounds like a punk band.
they are like a punk band, but they are from
Nice.
Caracas. So
Okay.
they are great. I'm not the right person to talk about them, because like maybe Vanessa can give me an insight on them. But Asier is quite a character in Caracas. That is the founder of this band, and he's quite well known. All his songs are part of the Caraqueñan culture, and yeah, he's, I don't know how to call it. He's quite a character. Yeah, I don't know. Is punk? Is punk? No, it's not punk. Not at all. Not at all. Maybe when he was younger, he was not even right. Yeah, this is Venezuelan stuff. This is like me, but with another package. You cannot put it in anywhere place. It's like Caraqueñan stuff, inspired by globalization, and it has, yeah. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing. Yeah, they are more like pop rock. Yeah. So, but yeah, their names are like, I don't know. Let's sing this one. The name of this song is The Last Fuck. El último polvo. The Last Fuck. And it's a really beautiful song if you think about, how poetical he goes here. Oh, the song is not like loading. Let me see. I don't know what's happening. Do you hear me, Easy?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
No, no, it's okay. It's just that it's not charging. So for a moment, I got like maybe.
So that was a recommendation just from your like music searching?
Yeah, that was a recommendation from my music searching in the page I was.
Cool.
So they know where I live already, for what I see. I'm not even connected to the page, but I guess I accepted the cookies. And they say, ah, it's Jose.
Everybody knows Jose.
Yeah. Uh, Not really, yeah.
They
But
should.
yeah, I think that the goal is to impact. There is a band I do research on them, and their goal was 1,000 people per state in their country, and right now they are huge. O sea, they
Like
are
what
way
what
1,000.
country?
They are on Spain, of course. There's a total different context here because you can get 1,000 people in Spain because there are a lot of carnivals in each state, different
Right.
festivities, different culture, uh, like a rich parties and stuff. We don't have a lot of celebrations here, um, so and that's not quite accurate. It's just like there's a lot of things that
Well,
got a lot of
bigger,
posts.
yeah, probably, I don't know population wise if Spain has more population, but probably more, a little more advanced on the interconnectivity, maybe roadways, like you said, like more like concert halls and things like that, more live music maybe too.
Yeah, it's just different, but I believe like in organic goals. But I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on like Spotify and stuff? Should I go to Spotify and play the Spotify game and invest
I
time
mean,
into getting into those playlists and play that game?
I would think, maybe not investing too much into trying to play the game because it's rigged for people already with audience. But I do think if you started putting your music out there, it would be a way to organically grow more the Web 2 community that's following you, and then maybe even to be a bridge to onboarding. So, yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. I always, when musicians are coming from Web 2 into Web 3, which you'd be doing like the reverse, I always say use all the tools you have. So yes, don't expect to make money on Spotify, but expect to find some listeners there.
Yeah, I think that there might be like some exposure there, but it's
Yeah.
like the scoop is not quite like funneling those people into something more organic. I don't think they will be like that so engaged on it, but maybe I'm super wrong.
No, well,
And
but I think you would find like people that really connected to your music, then they're going to be like, "Oh, this is amazing." And then they go to the Twitter or something like that, and then they're like, "Wait, what's all this like, Web3 concerts, metaverse concerts, NFTs, like that's the very small percentage but very natural progression. So a slow trickle in.
mm, I just get lost because I get into the Warpcast tag you sent me. So
Oh, it's
honestly,
too, I know.
honestly, I didn't hear what you said because I was into that. And
I feel you. I feel it's yeah, I saw that. I saw that. What was it? It was something. Yeah, it was the Flexosaurus social. It's like social good, grift for good. And I was like, oh, we should work that in. I can't message him on Farcaster, but I'm gonna message for Flexosaurus on Twitter and mention the concert and stuff. And if he's looking at grift for good, then our meme with a mission could fit in well with that. And he's got good reach. So
yeah,
I'm gonna loop
yeah,
to that.
we need a Farcaster front line for the concert,
Yes,
easy, because
exactly.
there's
Some
so much. And also we need a Giveth front line, and
yeah,
we need it like urgently,
now.
both of them.
Yes.
But the Giveth can get us really hyped, so we need to take care of that. But I think you are the best person to make the overall proposal. But
Okay. Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Dylan, but I think Dylan has a lot on his plate right now too, with
Yeah.
like the video on Page Tao and whatever
Yeah.
stuff they
Yeah.
are doing there.
But maybe taking some of what he's done for the white paper and stuff and using that for the proposal, I could do like I think maybe an intro like to it, and then I think he's better at explaining kind of the technical stuff, like
Yeah,
that part of it. So, but
yeah,
I could definitely add like a little bit of a intro, a short paragraph that explains what happened, kind of
yeah,
the vision and how we're all coming together around it to really do something. And then if we have Dylan kind of explaining the technicals and you with a good relation there, you kind of introduce, pass that off. I think I could probably do
yeah,
pretty good trying to reach out to some of the people like in Warpcast and stuff. A couple people that have good followings over there, Cybershock D and Flexosaurus, Empress Trash, or like
yeah,
Coldy, people like OG, or artists with big followings. Basically, I can get
yeah.
in with some of them for it.
I think that you should go to Giveth page and go to submit a project and check their questions and start answering them with what you have, and then ask both Dylan and me for help in the things that you have on
Hmm.
Hollows. Yeah,
Cool. Yeah.
yeah, and it's super easy. I mean, it's not gonna take that much time because I think we already had it digested. It's like
Yeah.
something we are flowing with. It's like a state of flow. It's like taking taking action in something we are seeing like a possibility, and we are all seeing it and from different angles. So but yeah, I think we can manifest it together. It's super exciting, and I think it might fit. I already talked there. The feedback I got was to put the proposal up. If it was a good proposal, they will verify it.
Great.
Yeah, and I do think it's
Necesitas
something nice.
aterrizar tu billetera para. Huh? Why is mine
So
still in Spanish?
in for Giveth, the main goal is to understand that this money is for to get in you some compensation for what you pass through, but at the same time doing this operation concert, and we are committed to send some report.
Totally.
But we are gonna do
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. I think we got this. I'm going to share some music then. I,
Awesome.
I already found another page of Cyanide Candy, so I'm going to play the last fuck for you guys.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
okay.
Let's give
Yeah.
it. Give the last fuck right
You know
now.
that
Yeah.
you know that the name on Spanish it's el último polvo, and polvo will be like the last dust.
Right.
But on English, I think that doesn't have any sense.
No, the last dust doesn't make really any sense. But if
Yeah,
they mean like I couldn't like this is the last fuck that I have to give, like the end of my line kinda, then that works.
sorry, what?
I was saying like, yeah, to say the last dust, it doesn't make much sense in English, but like the last fuck is like, like when someone is like I don't give a fuck, or something like that. Like it's along those lines and it works.
Yeah, no, this is more like a sexual thing. This song is about the last fuck.
Oh, the
Yeah,
actual last fuck.
the
Oh,
actual,
before they break up. Okay, that was definitely
yeah, totally. So this song is El Último Polvo, and this song speaks about that. You are gonna hear the song. So it's a classic on Caracas. It's like a song that everybody knew, the kids and the adults and the grandmothers, and everybody's like, "I love you, Asier." He's the
nice.
character. Yeah,
Oh yeah, it's not
he's
it's not makeup sex, it's breakup sex.
it's breakup sets. Yeah. Qué bueno hablar de Asier en inglés así. Some people, Vanessa is giving some insight here, and he said that Asier have been labeled as a sex symbol, but she don't think so. She don't think that way. So yeah, I'm going to sing la de Me dicen asier, asier, atrapa mi brasier. ¿Cómo es que se llama esa? Ahorita la voy a buscar.
There's a American song here that goes like, "See you later, Sally. See you later, Sue. I'm finished with you."
I
That's your
never heard
sex.
that song before. Yeah, that's a slang. You know that the slang of the last dust comes from the French, come from the French people because when the French people come to Venezuela or like to these regions and they get in contact with rapé, with this medicine, because that is powdered tobacco, they started using rapé, but also they started when they were at parties, they were disguising going to having sex with somebody, saying that they were going to take some dust from rapé medicine, but they actually were going to echar un polvo. Entonces decían, vamos a echar un polvo, and that turned into, you know, what we have here in Venezuela right now with what that meaning is. Echar un polvo. Yes. Yes, elbow. Echar un polvo. That is to have sex in Venezuelan slang. So this song is about it.
Interesting.
But this is not only to echar un polvo, but this is the last polvo. So it's like breakup sets. Yeah, totally. Totally. So I'm going to sing the song. Cuando todo acabó, cuando todo se habló, cuando por fin entiendes que el pasado pasó, visto desde el final, no estuvimos tan mal, los momentos hermosos siempre perdurarán. Entiende por favor que aunque sienta dolor, desde que te conozco soy un hombre mejor. Creí que indudablemente podía votarte de repente. Fíjate si estaba equivocado, siendo tú quien me ha votado. Quiero darte una despedida que recuerdes toda la vida. Y esta noche he venido tan solo a que nos demos el último polvo. Quizás parezca pedir demasiado, pero yo sé tú también lo has deseado. Y si mañana se termina todo, será después de nuestro último polvo. Tanta desilusión, tanta desolación, hoy es de cada uno lo que fue de los dos. Y ahora habrá que esperar lo que pueda pasar. No debe haber comienzo si no ha habido final. Sorry for that moment, I have to scroll down. Y cuando salga el sol nos diremos adiós. Todo será distinto para nosotros dos. Creí que indudablemente podía votarte de repente. Fíjate si estaba equivocado, siendo tú quien me ha votado. Quiero darte una despedida que recuerdes toda la vida. Y esta noche he venido tan solo a que nos demos el último polvo. Quizás parezca pedir demasiado, pero yo sé que tú también lo has deseado. Y si mañana se termina todo, será después de nuestro último polvo. Yo descubrí el área nunca antes visitada, del lado oscuro de tu almohada, y yo pasé mi lengua por el borde de tu cara. Probé tus lágrimas saladas. Yo descubrí el área nunca antes visitada, del lado oscuro de tu almohada, y yo pasé mi lengua por más saladas. Woo! The last fuck.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a good song. He has pretty good songs, and he has another that isn't, as every artist actually. But he's loved and hated. He had fun.
I'm glad. It's good to have fun.
Let's see what another one song I can show you. He has this song that says, for example, que your mom is going to hit you. He had another call it bathrooms. This has another. See this one.
I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely be, into listening to some of this band's music. So while you're playing for us, I realized, I've been over on Giveth and stuff, but I'd only connected my wallet. I guess I didn't have a full profile, so I was like making the rest of my profile and stuff like that, so I can create a project.
Yeah, I think that you joined once and you tipped me on my project. Maybe that's why you have an account.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to set up your profile and then you can
Yep.
submit your project. Oh,
Getting
bye
it set
guys.
up.
Dragonade guys. They already not here?
Yeah,
No,
big
they are.
thanks. Much
Yeah.
love to Trizlet. I know we've been having marathon shows, so, sticking around for
Yeah.
hours and hours. Appreciate it. Plus
I
running all the tech
appreciate
and
it.
everything. Could be, kids to
Yeah,
put to
man.
bed and dinners to be had, so appreciate you all.
It's yeah, totally understandable. And saying hello to Musashi and saying goodbye to Musashi.
Oh, wait,
And saying
what did
hello to
Musashi make a lot
Musashi.
of?
Musashi was here, then he left, and so I say goodbye to him. But then he joined, so I say hello again to him. Oh,
Much of
Musashi is
Giveth.
saying
Oh,
that him.
yes, that would be great.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll write a little like kind of summary of what happened, and maybe you could look at that, or I can write a little kind of summary, a little intro. Then we can get Jose and Dylan to add in kind of the technicals, and then we
Musashi.
throw it over to Musashi.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Musashi, this is the alpha. The other day I went to a Giveth call, and Lauren told me that they will do an open quadratic funding on April. When I say open, it means that the projects that they vote will go up, but the topic is any topic. So any topic can go if they pass it. So if we have a proposal going before they launch it, we maybe can put this. Yeah, but this they still don't announce this quadratic fund. I know it's going to happen on April, so we want to rush so we can get it before. You already know, lol. Okay.
He
So
knows it
well,
all.
he knows it all. Yeah, I don't know why I do explain things to him or why I do say things to him. He's like, hey, bro, why you are mansplaining to him? He said to me.
Awesome. We can use all the help we can get because yeah, we are under, we got like a week or less or something like that. So tomorrow, I'm gonna start tonight. I'm making my profile now. I'll start writing out, and then tomorrow, hopefully, we can pull together maybe in the PageDAO Discord and put the pieces together, and then let Musashi kind of take an overall look as the Giveth project expert here, and make sure that it kind of hits all the bases and is polished and not too like dragging on too much and stuff. Sounds like a plan to me.
Sounds like a plan. He says HMU tomorrow for a call.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Yeah,
HMU
we'll
to
link
you
in.
too.
Hit me up. We'll link tomorrow for sure. 4 or 5 of
HMU.
us.
How much you tomorrow for a call?
Hit me up.
Hit me up. Like a huge
HMU.
hummus,
Let's try it.
midday.
Yeah, bring me hummus.
United.
Let's have hummus tomorrow with pita bread.
Oh, Musashi is a founder. That's precious. That's priceless.
Oh wow. Oh, did I thought maybe I know that.
Yeah,
Oh, on
Musashi
Easy
is
DAO. Yeah.
like
Oh, I thought I was looking at I wasn't looking at the page. Yeah, super stoked. Super stoked to have such an expert be a co-founder. We have a solid team working on this. It's going to be it's going to work. It's going to be real successful. I can feel it.
Yeah, and felons, if you want to check the papers,